All right. Hopefully this is working. I know like absolutely no one's probably even expecting this at all. It's so random. Yo, JK, what's going on, bro? How's it going? Ner, my boy, what's going on? Curvin Dangleben. Hi. I have not seen you in the stream before, but a lot of people probably haven't seen me in the stream before either. Jackals told me seven deadly sins was me. Oh, that's Rax. Jackals doesn't know what he's talking about, even though he's the teacher. It has been a good while, bro. There's been a lot going on. Like a lot. No Fortnite chapter thought it was coming. No Fortnite chapter thought it was coming last week. I don't know what you mean. How was Florida? Oh my gosh, Florida was really fun. I had a really, really good time. I did. The only bad thing that happened is I got bit by this weird Florida bug. Like right like here, I got bit like under my armpit and it hurts. Like it hurts really bad. It hurts so bad. It was really swollen and stuff, but it's gone down now. Speaking of which, the Jericho stuff was wild. Oh my gosh, bro. I've like a whole video that I gotta edit on that and like put together because it was a lot. Like for that to happen while I was gone, I was like, of course this kind of crazy chapter drops when I leave. Of course it does. Don't know why you can't see. I do not know why you can't see either. I'm assuming you can hear me, but you just can't see me. Next chapter, Lancelot turns Jericho over to the police. It's funny because like I mean it's one of them ones though where like that one panel like it is what it is, but I feel like a lot of people are taking it and like running with it, like they're just like running with it to me, because like obviously it's kind of weird, or not kind of, it's really weird, like I don't know why like Nakaba decided to go that route with it, but me, a lot of people can call it like coping or like copium. But like, I think a lot of people need to remember that like Arthur does kind of manipulate people to a degree. Like if you remember Ard or Ardberg, so like I have no doubt that maybe Jericho's being manipulated a little bit here. I don't think this is like a hundred percent her, but that's just me. Do you Noel pulling a Sakura next chapter, not doing anything against Lucius? I mean, it's Lucius, so it's like, what is she supposed to do? Like, what is she supposed to do? He can just instant time stop everybody, and the only person who can do anything about that is Asta. So I like I don't really expect her to do anything. Rax, you need to explain how freaking Serena is even still alive, because he should be dead. He should legit just be dead. That's like pulled out of nowhere. You said Nerd and I discussed how Percival claps Gaja. The thing with that is it just depends if Percival can, if he has like max hope and he can like absorb Gaja's lightning, then there's kind of nothing Gaja can do if Percival is able to do that. Like I see no reason why his hero type magic wouldn't be able to absorb it, but it just depends. Lucius drip great mid or whack. Me personally, I forget who said it on Twitter. I think it was either Rax or Jack Oates, but they're like he's just wearing a full snuggie. And ever since they said that, I can't unsee it. So I'm gonna say he's kind of whack. It's kind of whack because it does kind of look like he's wearing just a full snuggie. Lancelot or Tristan should have been the MC. Percival sucks design wise, much worse. I agree with you on that. Um, the only thing with that is that Lancelot and Tristan are like really, really strong. Like they're really powerful. Like if you really think about how strong they are, Like they are way stronger than the Seven Deadly Sins were in the beginning of their own series. So it's kind of hard. Like you'd have to make enemies or issues that are that much stronger than they are. So I kind of feel like I have like story wise for like the whole shonen natural progression of a a MC starting really low and then rising up. I feel like Percival fits that perfectly. I do not think so for Lancelot or Tristan. They're already too OP. Too OP. Unless I guess you started the story farther back, but then maybe it might not make sense. I feel like for like the Seven Deadly Sins universe, Percival makes the most sense. Go, what's going on, bro? Wait a second. You're currently doing disc golfing. Do I have any? But you have. Wait. Hey, Quan, currently disc golfing, but have you on in the background? Oh, okay. Cool, cool. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Disc golfing's dope. I've done it like outside of on the Wii. I've actually done it like one time when I was in Pittsburgh. They had like this like disc golfing park or whatever. I was horrible at it, but it was still fun though. It's definitely a fun thing. Josuke enjoying Bleach after all that slander. He never really slandered Bleach. Like he really never slandered Bleach. Gene, you were the main person I was thinking about when I was like, I'm gonna just stream. You were the main one when I was like, Gene's been asking me to stream for like 1,000 years now. Like for like 1,000 years. Gene's been like, you need to stream. I've been like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and then I just never do. But he's been really asking for the read through one. I'm behind on a lot of stuff, and there's some new manga out there. Maybe I should, because I haven't even read any of the new Chainsaw Man yet. I've been seeing people talk about it. Maybe I should do that. But any chance Damnation was actually dead? I personally think he's dead. I think he's gone because nobody's been able to find him, and it's been like a year. He probably dead. He's probably dead. Oh, his grimoire didn't appear. His grimoire didn't disappear. He should be alive, or he's dead off screen. I mean, even if you off screen his death, I don't think that's like the worst thing ever. It's kind of like meh, because I mean, he's not like I doubt he's anybody's top 10 favorite characters. You know what I mean? Um, I know, bro. It's been a minute. I'm pretty trash for that one, Gene. Am I reading anything new? I'm enjoying Aliens area right now. I was reading Fairy Tail for a bit or rereading Fairy Tail for a bit. I stopped in the Edalus arc. It was just like I'm not trying to slander Edalus, but it's just like it is just the most boring arc to me. It is so boring to me. So I'm trying to get through that. Let me see. No, nothing really new. I mean, everything's back now, so that's kind of hype. I feel like I was reading something else. I cannot remember. First Quan when Josuke showed up in Fairy Tail. That is so not me. So not me. The real question is who's going down first next chapter, Percival or Gawain? Probably Percival. Percival's probably gonna go down first just because Percival is gonna get back up. Gawain may or may not get back up if she's go down. So I'm gonna go with a Percival. There are a bunch of courses in your general area. I play at least 5 times a week here. Really, I did not know that. I guess I haven't looked super duper hard. So, how would gravity X time magic combination go? Like, I mean, it's pretty broken because I've seen people talk about the fact that he probably does have gravity and time magic. I think that's really interesting. Because I also think he does too, just from looking at the panel of him like while time is stopped, he's like rising the ground up. Because I don't think you can do that with time magic. You kind of just like float up. But it's really weird to me because like he's kind of really overpowered. It really shows Tabata loves his like gravity powers. Because he's given like if you think about it, Dante, Morris, um, and now Lucius, they all have gravity powers. Like Tabata's just been handing out gravity powers just like left and right. Like he must have really loved what's his name, Heidi from Hungry Joker. I think that was his name. Heidi, however you say it. I didn't read it. Gene, do not fall for that. I'm not in Fairy Tail. Eden Zero is better than Fairy Tail. See, it just depends for me on how this whole Ziggy Shiki Ziggy True Identity thing goes. Like, and this whole mother thing, it really depending on how that goes is gonna mean a lot for me. Cause like I'm not opposed to like Ziggy being like a Shiki from the future or something like that, or some other character that we already seen from the future. But the stuff with all the mothers or all the moms, I like depending on how this all connects to mother, I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. It just depends because it might feel just like why to me. Like but I'm not gonna say I don't like it yet. I'm just in the middle. Like I need to see where Mashima is taking all this. Um, I'm not. I'm not in fairy tale. That's not me. Yeah, Gene facts. Edalist was boring. Tenor Island's amazing, and the Tournament is even better. I agree. Best girl in Seven Deadly Sins. So for me, my favorite girl character in Seven Deadly Sins is probably Jericho, or not Jericho. It's probably Gila. I was thinking that because they're already together. But Gila's cool because she has explosion magic, which I feel like is it's dope. Like I wish she got more screen time. Like it's kind of cool that she though to come back and have like more of an important. No, I guess the fight really isn't important since she got low diffed by Jericho, but the explosion magic is dope. We're gonna act like Meliodas didn't call baby Liz his woman. I mean, that's like if you take it, if you ignore all of the context of the scenario, yes, that did happen. But it's like at the same time, it's like his whole faded love of like 3,000 years. So it's kind of on manga read through stream next week. Make it your goal, Gene. I have so many goals right now. I have so many goals right now. I'll tell you more about what's going on after I read through more of this chat. Nakava never beaten those allegations. That part is actually true though. He's never going to beat these allegations. Merlin used to be my favorite until I learned her true form as a child. That one was kind of odd too. It was kind of odd, bro. The thing with Merlin that makes me mad, or not makes me mad, but with like the whole like Seven Deadly Sins or a bunch of predators thing, is the Merlin and Arthur one because that one is so weird to me. Cause like their relationship to me in no way, shape, or form was ever romantic. It's just so odd to me. Like that like when someone said that like Merlin's grooming Arthur, I'm just like, she doesn't have romantic feelings for Arthur. It's so weird. 5'4" midget ex convict doing a stream once in a blue moon only for Nakaba to fall to allegations he'll never be. That's what I should have named the stream right there. If only YouTube let me put that whole thing in there, that would have been hilarious. That would have been hilarious. Ziggy reveal going to be peak. I've been really liking him a lot so far. Yeah, Ziggy has been really cool so far. I definitely agree. That's why I'm worried on how Machman's going to do the whole mother reveal connection thing. Have I read him? No, I have not. That's a webtoon, isn't it? I haven't read any of the webtoons. I've seen like the animes for them, but people always tell me I shouldn't see the animes for them. I should just read them because they skip a lot of stuff. If I had to choose between gravity magic and darkness magic, which would I choose? Oh, gravity magic all day. Like darkness is cool, don't get me wrong, but gravity is just way more OP in my opinion. You can do a lot of crazy stuff like on the higher end. Yo, what's good, bro? You say, "Oh, Quan is alive." Yes, I am alive. That was another title I thought about doing. That like, oh, I'm alive. Thought about doing that one. Solo Leveling anime won't even be the same story because the Japanese don't want to adapt a Korean story. What do you mean? So like, because it is written by a Korean author, isn't it? So like, are they just going to change the story entirely? Because that doesn't make any sense at all. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna. Wow. So wait, are they're basically going to be pulling a Netflix? They're going to be pulling a Netflix, where they're going to take it and they're going to do a completely different story. It's going to be like the Netflix version of of Death Note. That sounds horrible. I really hope they don't do that because Solo Leveling is one that I haven't read, but everybody who reads webtoons or tries to get me to read them is like, "Oh, you'd love Solo Leveling if you don't like these other ones." So I was really excited for the anime of that one. So hopefully it isn't terribly bad. Mm. Since Wano is over, thoughts on Kaido overall? Kaido to me is probably he's probably one of the like on he's I'm not gonna say he's bottom tier One Piece villain, but whatever like okay, so he's above characters like, Caesar Clown, and he's above like Horty Jones and like people like that. but like he's under a lot of people to me. Like he's still above like Koro and Don Krieg and them, but like he's not up there with like Katakuri or like with like Doflamingo or like he's not up there with like some of the admirals in terms of coolness. Like Kaido's really weird to me. He's in a really weird spot because it's like Oda had a lot of potential in Kaido, like for Kaido's backstory to be really good, but it was like Kaido's backstory felt weird because we're just jumping around at different points of his age and he wants to like start a huge war or something. Like Kaido's just a weird character. He's really weird. I kind of like him in the fact that he's just this huge obstacle, just this like juggernaut. I think he's really cool in that aspect. JK Network, I do agree with you. I actually in terms of villain wise, I like NL over Kaido just because he has like the whole god complex and he seems really like unstoppable for the most part. But yeah, Kaido's down there for me in terms of One Piece villains. Yeah, Green Bull's also mid. I agree. Arlong over Kaido, facts. Arlong is one of the best. Like he's up there for One Piece villains, bro. Like that. Like it doesn't matter which iteration if you watch. If you watch the story of Nami, the story of East Blue, if you just watch it normal, that episode, bro, of Arlong killing Belle Mare, Nami's mom, is so like I don't want to say it's hype because someone's getting murdered, but like it's brutal. Like it really shows how brutal Arlong is, and then you get the backstory and kind of figure out why he's like that with freaking fish, with the Fisher Tiger guy. Oh man, it's so hype. Arlong's great. Arlong is really good villain. Like honestly, like Arlong has done more than a lot of other villains in a lot of other series. It's like Arlong's hype. What's your opinion on Yu-Gi-Oh cards jumping even more in secondary markets just because the creator pass? What do you mean by that? Like, are you saying like someone else is about to acquire Yu-Gi-Oh, or are you saying like there's a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh copies popping up? Like, I don't know what you mean by that. Also, Curve and I agree. I don't think anybody in Korea probably has the biggest budget in terms of anime studios to do whatever whatever Japan animation studios are probably going to do. Said Mihawk is a certified fraud. He couldn't beat Vista in the war and now works under Buggy and even got a new scar if you notice on the poster. I've been seeing people talk about that, how like under his jacket they've been like circling like a scar or something. I've been wondering what that was about. Like I don't really know. I don't know if he has a new scar or not. That could just be how it's drawn. But it's one of those things where I've been saying Mihawk is not as powerful as people think he is. Like he's working with Buggy and is on par with Crocodile, and I like Crocodile, and I think people underhype. I think Crocodile is underhyped in general. Like what he did in Marineford was crazy. Like Crocodile clashed with Mihawk. He stopped Akainu for a short period of time. He went after White, but like Kaido or not Kaido, Crocodile did a lot. Like so, Crocodile is way higher than people thinks he is. But Mihawk is just so much higher. It's funny because Crocodile and Mihawk might be a little bit closer in level than people may be willing to admit. They're like any of the Dark Stars and the Titan Dead End Crow from Eden Zero so far, no. So the Dark Stars didn't really, I didn't really care for any of them all like that. Like I don't know, they weren't really all that hyped to me. I did like the Titan guy though, the really huge guy. I forget his name. He's kind of cool. Or wait, no. Oh, I forget the name of the person that Hamura fought. I thought that guy was kind of cool too. But I'm kind of like I'm super simple. I'm like a meathead, so that kind of just big strong people are always going to kind of be more on my favorites. Bada Base, legit, Marileona, Noel, Charlotte, Leopold Real, and other non men aren't even considered Wizard King material. I don't know what that means. The Mihawk disrespect? There's no Mihawk disrespect. It's like it is what it is. Like Mihawk isn't as crazy because like people say that he is the strongest swordsman, right? But they ignore the fact that Big Mom also uses the sword. Big Mom is way stronger than Mihawk, way stronger. Shanks way stronger than Mihawk, way stronger. Like, come on now, like it's not even close. It's not even close. Like Mihawk has no feats, like no crazy feats. Like his best feats are tying with Vista and getting blocked by Jozu. Those are Mihawk's best feats. Like it's like, come on now. Like that's kind of eh. So Crocodile lost to No Gear, No Hockey pre-time skip. Luffy, he's a fraud too, isn't it? Ironic. Buggy, Crocodile, Mihawk, all frauds. A fraudulent crew. See, he did, but then Crocodile got way better feats after that. See, if you start low and then you get better feats, that's way better than starting high and getting worse feats. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of works the other way around. It's like Crocodile's in a good spot, right, in my opinion. Because like I said, clashing with Mihawk, clashing with like Doflamingo, stopping a Kainu, these are really good feats to have after losing a fight. Whereas Mihawk, his betrayal is way up here, but he hasn't done anything. Am I gonna watch Film Red? Yeah, I'm gonna watch Film Red. I'm super gonna watch Film Red. I might watch it 2 times. Probably gonna watch it dubbed and subbed. Probably gonna watch it dubbed and subbed. If Asta defeats Lucius, there's no way. There's no way he beats Lucius. Or if it's like some kind of weird Dante thing where he beats Lucius, but then like a Dremelac carries him away, so Asta can't finish him off. Oh, that would be worst case scenario in my opinion. Worst case scenario. That is the worst. If Asta beats Lucius and then Adrenaline shows up and saves him, and then they have to get stronger or do some weird double thing to beat Asta, oh, that'd be the worst. That'd be terrible. That'd be powerful. Not to use the sword twice and judging by his stats, he's a better swordsman than Mihawk ever could. You're not wrong. Even when Luffy had the what is it? Not the Sandai, the Nidai Katetsu. In that moment, Luffy was a stronger swordsman than than Mihawk. If Lucius, I like it would be cool if he catches bodies, but realistically, he's not. Like Tabata's not gonna have Lucius kill anybody. That's just not gonna happen. It's not as cool as it would be. It's not gonna happen. Quan, what do I think of that recent garbage chapter about Jericho? I know this is a question I'm going to be getting a lot, and I have no problem answering it multiple times. Um, Ultimately, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But at the same time, like I personally think that people may be ignoring the fact that Arthur does manipulate people. So I feel like Jericho in a run-in with Arthur may have gotten manipulated to get to this point. Whether there's something there or not, I'm not really for sure. But like as I said before, if you remember Ardberg, the one guy who could turn them into like babies. Arthur basically manipulated him into being a Chaos Knight, despite the fact that Ardbird actually isn't a bad guy. He actually is not. So like I think a similar thing, but maybe on a higher end, could have happened to Jericho, where he used his chaos abilities to manipulate her potential like sibling s relationship with Lancelot and try and kind of perverse it to become this romantic obsession. That's kind of what I think it could have been, or I guess more or less what I hope is kind of on the lines of what it is, because otherwise, that's pretty bad. Um, the drum like fighting, whatever he's investigating, I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that if was fighting against him like somewhere else, because that's a that's like a strong fight. He's second gate devil. Mihawk and Shanks were rivals, and guess who's the world's strongest swordsman right now? That doesn't mean. I mean, Naruto and Kiba were also rivals. So what are we talking about? What are we talking? You can be rivals with somebody way, way, way weaker than you. Leo and Asta are rivals. Like what? Thoughts on the Bakugo situation? I think this Bakugo meme has just gone way farther than I ever thought it would go. When I have people that don't even read the My Hero manga in real life walking up to me and saying, "Wait, Bakugo died," and it's just like, I don't think he's dead. I really don't. Like Horikoshi doesn't have the grapes to kill off his like second his like main character's rival, main character's best friend. Right, exactly. Krillin was Goku's rival, So like the whole rival thing is like whatever. But I don't think Horikoshi has the grapes to actually kill him off. I don't actually think so. I think it's all just the whole bait and switch, the whole fake thing, where it looks like he's dead and Deku's gonna pop up and see that he died or fake died, and then he's gonna get all mad and get a rage power up, and then he's gonna calm down later. It's the shonen formula, Like I don't really actually think he's gonna be dead. Like end of series, like he's gonna be dead. I don't actually think so. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, Bakugo won 6 popularity polls in a row. He's not dying. He ain't dying. He's fine. He's totally fine. Especially since, like over in like these are like the Japanese polls. Like he's Japan's favorite character for My Hero. So Magna and Luck are rivals. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these rivalries are so mismatched. So Shanks and Mihawk being rivals literally means absolutely nothing. Like it means zero. Like it does not mean as much as you may think it actually does. Rivalries can be so mismatched. Like they can be so mismatched. Heck, towards the end of Z, Goku and oh wait, no, in Dragon Ball Z, freaking he was rivals with Yamcha and Goku, Goku and Piccolo, Goku and Vegeta. I'd argue in recent times the Goku and and what's his name are more along the assembler lines with like Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. But before, like when Vegeta could just only go to the second stage of Super Saiyan and Goku had Super Saiyan 3, the gap was large. It was just huge. It was so huge. Exactly, Renji, the rival of Ichigo. It's like, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, Tien. I forgot Tien was also his rival, and Tien's super weak now. That's crazy. Goku had like so many rivals, and they're all just so much weaker than him now. Goku and freaking Hit are rivals. Like Goku gets a new rival like every arc. I swear. Bakugo got no dubs. He's the new Gen Vegeta. Does he not have any dubs? I mean, who has Bakugo fought though? When you think about it, like I'm trying to think about his fights. I mean, the slime guy, I don't think he really counts. He did lose to Deku. That totally counts. Well, not really, because it wasn't a fight. It was more like Bakugo and them had to protect something, and Deku and them had to stop it. So I don't know if that counts. Then him and Deku fought against All Might. I don't really think that counts. I mean, like he didn't really fight anybody in that forest. He kind of just got captured because he got jumped and like so. I don't know. Yeah, I'm saying like he doesn't really have any one-on-one solo fights. I mean, because he's fighting a Shigaraki twice, but I mean that's like the main overpowered villain. No one's expecting him to beat that guy. Yeah, Bakugo doesn't really fight anybody. Like he has, yeah. Now don't get me wrong, his movie fights are hype. He has some hype fights in those movies. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but he doesn't actually fight anybody. I never really noticed that. It's kind of weird. It's really kind of weird. At least they give like other people in Dragon Ball the chance to fight people, like against Frieza or like against Cell. Like a bunch of people fought those guys, but like in My Hero, not really. Pretty much Deku kind of just beats up whoever the main villain is, or whoever like the like big guy is, I guess. Well, I guess outside of like with Hood and like Hood and Endeavor, or the first Nomu that we got to see, and All Might. But like as far as like the main like villains outside of that, it's pretty much only Deku. Bakugo beat Ochako. That's true. He did beat Ochako, and he won that tournament technically. That is very true. Oh, more is officially etc. Sasis or in Sasis Galactica level now. She defeated Brigadine, who was stated to be stronger than Jaguar. That is kind of cool that she's actually that powerful. I mean, she is, for all intents and purposes, the second strongest member. It kind of sucks though, because I remember she wanted to fight Shiki, like that was like a thing that she wanted in the beginning, like when she first joined. But like Shiki's pulled really far ahead of her now, so I don't think we're gonna get that fight. Like there'd be like no reason for them to fight now, because he'd like low differ, but or maybe not low diff, but like medium diff, medium to low. Like not like completely easy, but like he'd have to maybe try like a little bit. Horikoshi can't draw choreography fights. I don't know if I feel like he used to be better. I feel like he used to be better, or maybe not, because I guess in the grand scheme of things, when you look at like his big fights, they're not really drawn super super crazy. Like I mean it's kind of like there's a lot of emotional moments, and then there's like a big burst of like power, or like there's like a big move that kind of happens. It's never like a drawn out fight like we get in like One Piece or DBZ or Naruto or anything like that. You might be onto something. You might actually be onto something. Because when I think of Deku versus Muscular, they didn't really have a back and forth. It was kind of like Deku failed a couple times. Muscular kind of broke his arm, and then Deku just overpowers him. It's not really a full-on fight. I guess the Endeavor and Hood thing was kind of a decent drawn-out fight. I'll say Deku versus Shigaraki was pretty bad. That one was pretty bad because it was just like 5 chapters of Deku punching Shigaraki on the Black Whip slingshot. It was kind of that was actually pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know. You might be right. Horikoshi might not be able to drawn out fights. I mean, he's good at a lot of other stuff though. He's good at other stuff. Amora not official rival, but she getting the rival treatment where she's way weaker than the MC Facts, bro. Think about it, Quan. What solo fight is classified as a classic fight choreography wise? In My Hero, maybe like the closest thing to me would be like Endeavor versus Hood. That's probably the closest one. Because the Deku versus Shigaraki was like notoriously known across the board as bad. Like that one is notoriously known as bad. And then Shigaraki versus Stars and Stripes, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. It was kind of just like meh. It was all right. I'm not saying it was bad. It was just all right. Yeah, no, Hori can't draw fights. That's crazy. He really can't. I never thought about that. Kid is also rival to Luffy, and Luffy would mid to low diff him with Gear 5. Luffy would low diff him, mid to low diff him with Gear 4. Actually, with Congress coding, he realistically would mid to low diff him in base when you think about it. Thoughts on Foxfire Kinemon? On Kinemon? I don't really have thoughts on Kinemon. Outside of, I don't think Kinemon should be alive. I 100% Kinemon should be dead. That circus act Oda pulled with that law, never fully attached them back together. That was horrible. That was terrible. That was the worst. That was the worst thing Oda did in a very long time. Like it's been a minute since he's messed up that bad. Like that's not enough to ruin Wano or anything, but that was pretty bad. Like that was horrible. Wow, yeah, that was just so bad. How much of a fight can Yuno and Noel working together give Asta at his strongest? Well, I don't know right now because Asta's new strongest is looking kind of crazy. And with Asta's ability to just turn off magic with, his Demon Annihilator, they kind of can't do anything. Like until I see a weakness to that, because it's like realistically everybody transforms, beginning of the fight. They rush Asta, in Spirit Dive, and you can even give her full. You can give them both Spirit Dive. Who cares? You can give it to Noel too. And he just says Fate Release and turns it off, and then they just fall to the ground, and then he just kills them. It's like realistically, no one can really do anything to Asta. Like they just they don't have a way to fight him. Um, Tabata villains only exist to lose and never catch a body. Sad, unlike Eden, where we legit put bombs inside. Right, bro. Sure, like if Tabata can give us a Shura, like if he can take Lucius to that level, to like a Shura or a Pain level, that'd be hype. I don't have any faith, but I don't know. He might. He might. I don't have faith. I really don't. I truly do not have faith in him at all to do that, but he might. Who knows? Uh Tabata villains only exist to lose and never catch by. Oh wait, I just read that. Can the One Piece be enough to pay Shanks 19 years of unpaid child support? Maybe. That's why Sure is still the GOAT. He was a menace. He was. Sure was so good, bro. He was like it's almost like Sure went even farther than like Doflamingo did, which was hype. Like that whole thing, it was like it was great. He went even farther. Asta now like Natsu against Demara. He too can move and wait. Natsu can move and stop time. Can he? I didn't know he could. Lucius is in-game Sinbad. Not quite in-game Sinbad, but still pretty powerful. In-game Sinbad, like switching the hierarchy of gods, to like who like switching David with who's the new god of the world, kind of way, way, way stronger than anything all of Black Clover combined. But I get what you mean. Um, what does Ziggy, in your opinion, have? What does I'm assuming what does Ziggy have to do in your opinion to surpass Shura as a villain? Honestly, because Ziggy doesn't have to be as menacing or challenge Shiki's ideals as much, like Shura did. Like Ziggy doesn't have to do that. Like just Ziggy existing the way he is, being the person that like was, like, who raised him, like so, like Shiki already has that like weird feeling against him, and he feels like he has to stop him. Like all that's already built up because they're like quote unquote family. Um, Honestly, as long as Ziggy's goal isn't super bad, like as long as like I know he's trying to get Mother, but like as long as whatever reason he's trying to get Mother or the reason for him existing isn't terrible, he should just naturally surpass Shura just because he's the main villain. That's kind of how that will probably work. Like the main villain, since Ziggy was set up great, like his setup so far has been great. He was a kind robot. Even though he was the whole Demon King and all that, he was a kind guy. At least two Shiki. So like this whole flip to him being evil and all the stuff he's doing, it's already set up great. It's already set up great. So as long as long as Mashima doesn't fumble it somehow, Ziggy should just naturally become better. Sure, and Dragon team up with Shake Annie Twitter. Dragon's dead though. I don't think he's coming back. Lucius' ideology is similar to in-game Sinbad, where he wanted to reconstruct the root to control. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. I guess it's kind of weird because we kind of got to see Sinbad kind of do it already, where people kind of just agree with him and he kind of just does whatever he wants and no one can really stop him. Outside of people, like Alibaba, who just like were outside of the flow for whatever reason, or just could do whatever they wanted. I thought Dragon was dead. He didn't die. He's just old. He's just really old. I mean, even if you enjoy, he's still super old. But what was I saying though about Lucius Sinbad? It's like I said, that kind of accomplished his goals. Whereas I kind of wonder what Lucius means, why he's gonna lead them. Like, is he gonna like control them like Sinbad, or are they gonna be like his slaves, or what is it gonna be like super communist nation where everybody's just super equal? Thoughts on the current stuff in JJK? I've seen people complain about it being repetitive because it's mostly fights. See, the thing that's really weird about that is I don't understand why people read shonen battle manga and then be like, they're fighting too much. That's just always been the weirdest take to me. Like, it's been the weirdest take. It's like, I'll say it sometimes about Black Clover or something, but it'll mostly be kind of funny, like, never like super, super dead serious. But like, when people, there are people that are like legit butthurt that their battle manga is all fights. So odd. But the thing with JJK's fights for me, like what my thing is a lot of times I don't really be knowing what's going on. After the what is the name? Kiara stuff and the stuff with freaking Hakari's domain expansion, some of the powers are kind of a little bit like Akutami sucks at explaining things. To put it like plainly. He really sucks at explaining things. So like I feel like there's a lot of fights and then there's a lot of moving parts which might hurt people's like enjoyment of them. I read JJK super casually. Like I'm not a week to week JJK guy. Like I kind of like will read like 5 chapters at like a time. What's up, cellmate? What's going on, bro? Did we already see Morgan in Seven Deadly Sins or Four Nights of the Pilot? No, we have not. We have not seen Morgan Le Fay yet. I'm actually really hyped because she's a cool character, so I'm really hyped to see how Nakaba incorporates her into the story. Like we've already seen Guinevere, and we kind of have the Lady of Lake being a whole separate entity from Vivian and all that. So I'm really interested to see how he does do a Morgan character. I remember for a while I was theorizing that Sin was Morgan, like that was kind of the person I really thought before it became very apparent that it was Lancelot. Um, Well, there you. Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, oh yeah, and then the fact that they've been in the culling game for a year and a half. I think the thing that's killing me about that is the game itself and like the other people in it. It's very underexplained. It's very very underexplained. So it's kind of just like we're hopping fight to fight and we don't really know what's going on. So I don't think there being so many fights is really the issue so much as like There's not a lot of explaining of what really is happening. Like it's just kind of just stuff. Things are just happening, and it's like, wait, well, what's even going on? That's kind of like the main thing. Jin finally gets to do something in the next chapter. Yeah, I'm really hyped for that. Like I seen him on that last page, I was hyped because he hasn't done anything at all. Will we ever see 100% Lucifaro? Probably not, in my opinion. Probably not. I don't think we are, to be honest with you. I think we're just gonna have to assume. We're gonna have to assume how strong he would have been off of what we seen him do against Asta and kind of how Lucius is gonna use his abilities. So that kind of sucks that we might not ever see that, but it is what it is. Gajil and Jin fighting at the same time. Is Gajil about to fight Serena? Is Serena any stronger actually, or is he the same? Like would he be the same strength, or would he be stronger? I guess we're probably gonna have to wait for the fight to actually know that, huh? We're not gonna know. Like I would assume he would be stronger, but then again, I assumed he was dead, so who knows? Lucius Devil Union Time Magic next chapter. See, it's weird because he technically has like two devils, like he or three. Does he have three? I don't know. He has like it's kind of weird because he has Astaroth. I'm assuming that has to be the one he's like possessed with. And then Adremalak kind of listens to him, and now he ate Lucifer's heart. Like so, it's like he kind of like I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Valtrina should be stronger by default on having alchemy now. So he should still have all of his old Dragon Slayer magic, right? Like he should have that, and he should have freaking like he should have that, the Dragon Slayer magic along with his alchemy, or did he lose the Dragon Slayer magic and only have alchemy? So I feel like if he lost the Dragon Slayer, if he lost all of his Slayer magic and in place of it has alchemy, I feel like he'd be weaker. Because Slayer magic should just inherently be stronger than alchemy, correct? So is Beelzebub the only devil on the last floor? Well, no, because Astaroth technically should still be there too. Oh wait, no, Astaroth's gone because they said that place was filled by Majekla. I don't know. Technically, he should be there then. 8 elements plus alchemy. Okay, so he has them both. Okay, so yeah, okay then. But by default, he would be strong then, or stronger then. By how much though? It's just getting like a new ability like gonna make you. Does he even need it? I feel like the Slayer magic would be way better to go with. Hope we see Lucius fight Space Devil for 3 chapters. What do you mean? Like you hope we see him fight Beelzebub for 3 chapters? Like why would you do that? Can't believe this bum Nero didn't sense Lucius Devil magic for an entire year. I wonder is because if you remember back when they visited Gordon's parents, they had sensed like a huge devil presence like near the like in the Clover Kingdom. I wonder was that really Henry? Because they showed Henry afterwards, and we kind of all just assumed it was Henry. But I wonder if that was Lucius. Like I wonder if that was Lucius inside of Julius this entire time. You have faith in Asta X Noel not being rushed. I don't have any faith in Asta X Noel at all. I still think it's going to be Asta X Mimosa. That's the one I still kind of think it's going to be, to be honest with you. I said, yeah, I've been an Asta X Mimosa person for a while now. In Fortnite of Apocalypse's character named Theodos has been name dropped a few times. Any guesses on who it is? Maybe the new Lion Son of Fry? Doubt. Massive doubt because Gawain seems like she fits that way too well, being the master of the sun, having a sunshine adjacent ability. Even Galen saying she's similar to Escanor. If there's going to be any Lion Sin of Pride anybody, it would be Gawain. Now the Theodos thing, I haven't heard it. Oh, was that thing that Pelionor mentioned when they got trapped in the perfect cube? I believe that is that. The wheel on his back looked like the wheel of Dharma, which is related to the cycle of rebirth. He might have revived at the cost of his Dragon Slayer ability, so he became an alchemist. I feel like that make him weaker, to be honest with you. I feel like if he has alchemy abilities in place of Slayer magic, I feel like he's 100% weaker. Or at that bare minimum, similar strength. But I think he'd be weaker. That's just me. Unless if in the next chapter he's like, oh, with these 8 alchemy abilities, I'm stronger than I was before, then bam, you totally got it. But if he doesn't say that, then I'm gonna say he's weaker. Why Asta still can sense Lucifero key? Is Lucifero alive, or he's probably sensing Lucifero inside of him? Like he's probably because Lucifero's probably not fully dead because who knows, devil hearts operate kind of weird. I wonder, does this mean that Lucius has multiple hearts now because he ate a heart? I don't know how that works. It's gonna be Asta X Nero. That's big brain. That's big brain. I'm kind of happy the Asta X sister Lily ship has died because I never really thought that was gonna be a thing. Like I was never subscribed to that one. I wouldn't be mad at Asta X Nero. I really wouldn't. That one's not completely horrible. What if Asta marries both and he goes out a legend? He goes out a legend. I can't wait to see time skip knocked abilities. Yeah, he's probably really gonna be like he's probably gonna be like way more complete in terms of his fusions. So I'm really excited. And then he's gotta have some full fusion. Like he's gotta have a full fusion of all 4 of them. Or maybe some like chimera shadow thing. That'd be hype. That'd be really, really hype. Did you see what Mashima's design for Human Panther looks like? No, I did not. I'm assuming it probably looks similar to his humanoid cat form that he had in Endless, but I have not seen the full thing. Depends on how he uses the elements. Alchemy with a skilled enough user is a lot more dangerous than just having 8 elements. But it's not just 8 elements; it's 8 dragon slaying elements. So it's like it's really powerful. It's dragon slaying elements, you know. So I mean, it's not like he just has fire, water, thunder. Like these are straight dragon slaying abilities. So they're a lot stronger than just regular elements. You know what I mean? I feel like this is the reverse of a conversation that we would be having. Oh, you sent it to my DMs. Max, there's nothing in my DMs, bro. There's nothing there. Only thing I want to know is Fuegoland going to do anything because I lost hope with Leo? I lost hope for both of them. They're both not going to do anything. They're both not going to do anything and haven't done anything. Leo literally popped up. He popped up in the Spade arc, in the Spade Kingdom for no reason. For absolutely no reason. He was just there. Leo was there for all vibes. Like Leo was in the Spade Kingdom just for vibes. It's so sad. Like, what was the point? What was the point of even showing him? Like, the Spirit Guardians being there for vibes is kind of like whatever. I didn't really care about that. I don't really care about them at all, outside of Gaza. But Leo being there for all vibes was just absolutely sad. That was just pitiful. Like, literally, the only Vermilions I know are Mimosa and Mereoleona. Like, come on now. What new abilities can we expect from Who is checking for Dorothy right now? Who is checking for Dorothy? Nobody's checking for Dorothy. Dorothy's one of those characters that should be broken, but it's just kind of mid. And she does nothing except for just get off screen. Cause like in Black Clover, see, it's so weird because in Black Clover, if you're too strong, you're just not gonna get captured in that dream world. You're just not. Isn't it simpler to accept that God Serena just had one of his Lacrima be a healing magic and just healed himself? I mean, that would be simpler to assume, but at the same time, like he died. Unless it just auto activated, maybe. But then why didn't he pop up until now? I don't know. There's a lot that needs to be filled in for him. So I'm very interested to see what Machima's going to say for that. A skilled enough alchemist can still be better than the 8 element second gen dragon slayer. I don't know about that one. That one I'm just that's really weird. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as being the new Seven Deadly Sins member replacing the Escanor as the Seven Deadly Sins are down 2 members. I don't know if they're going to replace the members though. Yeah, I don't know if they straight up are going to replace members of the Seven Deadly Sins. I don't think they are. Like, I don't think there's a new, pig sin of boar sin of gluttony. Like, I really don't think so. Nah, I don't think so. Edward Elric getting dog walked by any. That is technically what Rack said. Rack said a skilled enough alchemist can beat a still be better than an 8 element second dragon. I'm gonna say that Rax, Desert King gave me the best idea ever. I have to screenshot this. This is the best. This is the absolute best. Edward Elric over Loxus, Cobra, and and got Serena. Oh, that's so funny. Jack now has death slice. I don't know what you mean by that. uh, yes, I am here. I am back. Oh, that is so funny. I cannot wait to push this agenda after the stream. This is gonna be great. Mimosa took Dorothy's OPness. I mean, Mimosa can just bring people back from the brink of death, essentially. Like she can just flat out bring people back. It's kind of crazy. Like apparently, if you use all of your life force, Mimosa can just stop that. So that's kind of wild. I wonder how Fuego will improve his skill, especially with Spirit Dive. What Spirit Dive? What Spirit Dive? He's not. I don't even think he's getting Spirit Dive. I really don't. I've lost all hope. People have been screaming Fuego Spirit Dive since did his. So I really like it would be cool. Don't get me wrong, it would be hype. I'm just not seeing it. Nah, it's not gonna happen. How exactly is Lucius using Julius's grimoire from what happened with Patri and Vengeance? That shouldn't be possible, right? I 100% agree with you, sir. I 100% agree with you. That shouldn't be possible. Because since they're two souls, they should technically have separate grimoires. Unless, and that was even true for as well. He had his grimoire in the Spade Kingdom and his grimoire in the Clover Kingdom. That was kind of technically more meant for the son of the elves or whatever. I don't know. That's an interesting one. I gotta bring that up to Josuke and see what like he thinks because he really shouldn't be. Him and Julie shouldn't be using the exact same grimoire because they should have two separate ones. Like he should have. Wait, but then because there's a Spade one. Yeah, because he had. Well, no, Julius' grimoire turned in to his. Maybe they both just have time magic. Maybe I don't know. Tabata like he just be doing stuff. He just be doing stuff. Like he's just freestyling at this point. For Four Nights of Apocalypse, do you think the end of the arc is gonna be like the end of season one, super dark, sitting with Arthur on his way? Maybe because Arthur did say he was leaving, like that he was on his way. I'm assuming to Leonis. So I'm not for sure. Like I think the ending of the first arc is going to be darker though. I don't think it's going to end on like a light note. Like how in season one, they stopped Hendrickson and Dreyfus, and everything was all as well that ends well until Hendrickson opened up the gates for the freaking Ten Commandments. I think it's going to be more of a darker ending. Where like cause Bartra's going to die. Like Bartra is going to die. Like the Arthur is going to win on that one. They're going to kill him, and the Vision's going to be gone. Like that is 100% to me. Like no one can tell me Bartra is surviving this arc. Like no matter what Meliodas and Elizabeth are going to try to do. Nozel is so clear of Fuego, it's scary. It's like comparing Asa to Dark Lord Seki. It's true, bro. Nozel has so many more feats. He has so many more feats than Fuegoleon. And Fuegoleon's only saving grace is that he is quote unquote comparable to Nozel. Like that's the only thing he has going for him is he is comparable to Nozel. You said what game am I playing? I'm not playing any games right now. I'm just talking to you guys, drinking some coffee. I'm not playing. I'm not playing anything. Unless you're not talking about currently and you just mean in general, like in the grand scope of things, recently I've been on a Fire Emblem kick like crazy. Like, cause I was playing what was it? I was playing that Fire Emblem game, the Warriors one that came out, Fire Emblem Three Hopes, and like, granted, it's not like a true Fire Emblem game, and it kind of got me in the mood for it. So I started playing Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, which was like the re-release of the first one on the DS. One of my friends had that, so I borrowed that and I beat that. And now I'm playing Fire Emblem Awakening because I think Awakening came out before I got really into Fire Emblem. so I never actually played it. So I've been playing Awakening recently. Like nothing crazy. I'm not no tryhard who plays on Lunatic. I mean I'm playing on hard classic because people say Awakening's easy if you play it on normal. So hard classic has been a moderate challenge for someone who's never played Awakening. Yeah. So I mean, if you mean that, that's what I've been playing as of right now. Yeah, Guinevere is clearly the replacement for him. He serves no more purpose in the plot right now. Exactly. He doesn't serve any more purpose, and it'd be like a good thing to take away from the from the good guys. Have like Meliodas and Elizabeth have a sad moment, and then signify a loss for Leonis. Like it would be a great plot thing. Can wait for Rax's tears on the timeline as we post edits of Edward slapping Natsu facts, bro. A skilled alchemist is better than any dragon slayer. So Fuego just going to use Salamander as a vehicle. That's kind of all he's been doing. It's been you know, a overhyped fire bus at this point. Gee, this is great. If only there was a way for Meliodas to help against Galland and Velasquez. It's not like he can be in two places at once, right? Oh man. It's not like there's a way to do that. If only they had some kind of weapon or magical ability connected to a weapon that let him do that. You could call it like Lost Vein or something. That'd be cool. He could do something like what he did with Fraudrin when Fraudrin fought the clone. That'd be awesome. I kind of feel it though. Like Nakaba has to be very careful with how he uses Meliodas, because Meliodas is just like so powerful. Like watch it be something to where like Meliodas lost Vein again, or he sold it again, or something, or it's in some random spot and he doesn't have it on him. Watch that be the actual case. Like watch. Oh wait, no, I think does he have it on him? I can't remember. I can't remember if he had it on him or not when he was showing Percival. Right? I don't think he did. Edward Elric isn't a high enough alchemist. I'm talking about one like Firestorm. No, 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 Rax. You already said it. You said a skilled enough alchemist. That's what you said. Don't know if Lost Vein allows you to have two clones super far away from each other. So it just depends on what you mean by super far away. Because I don't know if you remember this, but when Elizabeth and Zartris, Gilthunder's dad, were on their way to the capital, when Derriere and Monspeed attacked them and Meliodas came back, like that's when Meliodas like got back up from being dead after Esperosa killed him. So he beats them or whatever, and then he sends a Lost Vein clone to the capital to fight against Fraudrin. And that's when Fraudrin sees his new combat class and says that, how they're kind of similar. But it turns out that was just a clone of Meliodas that got sent ahead to fight against Fraudrin while Meliodas himself was on his way. So that's pretty far considering they weren't in Leonis at all. Like he wasn't in Leonis at all and had a clone in the capital. So I mean, I'm assuming that would be a bit farther than Meliodas actually being in the castle and then sending a clone to the outskirts. So it's like, granted, while I don't think you can send Lost Vein clones super super far, I think that as long as he's within Leonis, a clone should probably be able to reach anywhere there. Is my thinking. Um, unless Nakaba forgot, or if he's not trying to do that. I thought he was there and he was just toying with him. I mean, he was just toying with him, and then he was there afterwards. But he sent the clone first. Oh, he did have Lost Vein while talking to Gil. Oh, come on, like it's stuff like this where it's like Nakaba can remember that Gila never got her demon taken out, but I hope he didn't forget that Meliodas can make clones, or maybe watch he make some stupid reason. Watch there be something stupid where it's like, oh man, Meliodas can't send a clone away because it'll make his magic sensing worse or something. Or actually, a thought to this. Well, no, that wouldn't matter. Unless, hold on. Wait, I'm getting a thought. What if Chaos Gallon and Chaos Melascula were stronger than half of Meliodas? Than half of Meliodas? Split from Lost Vein? Oh, that'd be so trash. That'd be so trash. Cause that'd make them so strong for no reason. I don't know. I don't know. We're just gonna have to see where that goes. I just need Zell just to show up and clap Percy. Why would he do that? Like, there's no reason for him to beat up Percival. Zell just training Percival would be better than Sasuke training Boruto. I agree. The Sasuke training Boruto thing is just like whatever. Like Sasuke just teaching Boruto to do Rasengan. It's like so odd. By the way, I'm a little confused as to why Leonis is just this easy to infiltrate. Yeah, for whatever reason, Leonis just doesn't have a strong court wizard to protect them from things, like at all. I know it has like some type of teleportation thing where you can't teleport directly inside of the castle, but you can basically just walk in there. I mean, I guess they're just relying on their knights to kind of like guard everything. Like that's the deterrent in themselves. I don't know. It's one of those things where it might be easy to get into, but it's probably like difficult to do what you want and then leave. Kind of like if you think about it, a bank is technically easy to infiltrate. You just gotta walk inside, but there's like security and police and gunmen all inside, so it's not easy to do whatever you want in there. Kind of like that thing, maybe. I wish we saw the original Demon King with all the Ten Commandments versus the Demon King. I mean, maybe that. Well, the Ten Commandments wouldn't fight against the Demon King. The original demon would, like all day, but the Ten Commandments wouldn't. Like they got their power from him. I don't see them fighting him. I don't see anyone infiltrating Camelot. Camelot got super infiltrated by the Ten Commandments and Seven Deadly Sins. They just like ran up in there. They just kind of ran up in there and just took control of everything. And then you can't infiltrate Camelot now because it's in a different dimension. That's not even fair. You don't have anybody who has like interdimensional travel in freaking Leonis at all. Like the Chaos Knights can go back and forth, and I'm assuming Merlin and Arthur can, but no one else can. Even my Skyrim level 22 court mage is more efficient than anything they got in Leon's packs. They have no cool mages anymore. Like, unless they somehow got Vivian a job again, but that seems like more risky than it's worth it. Mel is blonde and if Meliodas is blonde and using clones, Nakaba are afraid of what Kishimoto lawsuits has. Oh, that's why. See, it's kind of weird because I kind of like how I kind of like how Dragon Ball and how Seven Deadly Sins does the clones as opposed to Naruto. Because Naruto's clones, it's like yeah, they split up chakra, but Naruto has like nigh infinite chakra, so it really doesn't even matter that they're slightly weaker. But like the fact that there's hard limitations in Seven Deadly Sins and Dragon Ball, like oh yeah, your clones are like legit weaker. I kind of like that a lot. Maybe the cloak they had, we know it helps them transform. Maybe it helped them infiltrate. That's true. Maybe the cloaks like hide their magic, like on a grand scale. I think that might be more in tune with like what's going on. People infiltrate Soul Society. See, but the Soul Society is legit hard to infiltrate though. Like they had to do like the Stormers had to do some weird shadow stuff, or Ichigo and them had to like get shot through a cannonball that like breaks through the freaking dome over it. Like it's actually hard to break in there though. Why doesn't someone just throw a teleportation spell bead at Gallon and Alaska? It's not like they will dodge, send them to the middle of the sea in this battle. Well, see, the thing with that is like even if you remember back when Merlin first tried to like when Gallon first popped up the first time in Seven Deadly Sins, that Merlin was going to do a teleportation spell, but Gallon jumped miles away and then came back. It's kind of one of those things where I feel like if someone attempted to do that like a regular-ish knight, they'd probably sense it, see it, dodge it, and then kill them really fast and then get back with fighting. I mean, maybe you could say like if Lancelot or like someone skilled had the bead and try to do that, but for the most part, I am assuming they would just dodge it. Like I think that showcase that Gallon did, like I just said, just showed why that kind of stuff probably wouldn't work. Also, they can fly, so it's like they'd probably just get back really really fast. It really just buy you time. It'd probably buy you time and make them annoyed. How did you come up with your YouTube name? Is Quan your name? Yes, yes. Quan is part of my name. It's not my full name, but Quan is in my name. It's not anything stupid like. Hold on, let me rewind. It's not anything simple to guess like Jaquan or Raquan or Daquan or something like that. It's kind of different. Quan's the beginning part, and then stuff comes after that. Um, but yeah, so I basically just was like, I'm very not creative, so I was like, I'm gonna use my name because I use my name for like all kinds of stuff when I am like my let me not say anything too much. I use my name a lot in things, like for like characters I make in games and all that. So I was like, I wanted to use my name, and then I basically just put it together with credible because I was like, oh, it kind of sounds cool, and it could mean like incredible or just credible in terms of reliable, and it was really like open. Like I wanted it to be really non-committal, so it's not like I'm trying to think of a way to talk without insulting people like or saying too much information. I'll take like Anime Balls Deep for example. Take Anime Balls Deep. Anime Balls Deep, that that channel is only going to talk about anime and anime related things because it's in their name. Whereas like Quancredible is more along the lines of something like it's just a very regular name. Like I could talk about anything. So like if I was thinking when I first made my channel, if I ever decided to do something different, I wouldn't have to change my name. What's good, Darth Goku? Nice to see you here. Quan Dingle? No, not that. Not Quano, not Quana, Quanex, Quanino, Quanzart. I have referred to myself as Quanzart before, but that is not my name. Quanino's kind of cool. I might refer to myself as Quanchino one of these days. Who knows? Remember how you were hoping Jericho's reason for joining Camelot wouldn't be something stupid like her still having feelings for Bond? Nakava was like, hold my beer and did something even worse. Bro, Darth Goku, you weren't here. But like I was saying, Arthur has been known to manipulate people. Like with Ardberg. Ardberg wasn't a bad guy. He legit was not a bad guy. So it was one of the ones where Arthur manipulated him into being a kind of a worse version and kind of like perverse the feelings he already had. So maybe he did the same thing with Jericho and took Jericho's, you know, whatever feelings she had for Lancelot and just tuned them up to the highest level. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Exorcist Twins, what is going on? You guys have two accounts? One with apostrophe, and one without. It's kind of funny. Quan Capital, Soap Boy, and Mid Credible were the good times. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, bro. Mid Credible is probably one of the funniest things I have heard since I've been on YouTube. Like Mid Credible had me laughing the first person who said that. Like, because when I was making my name, never did I ever intend for that to happen to it at all. But the people of the internet were like, "Nah, you're Mid Credible," and that is so funny to me. Like, that is the funniest thing to me. Oh, you guys are twins. That makes sense. The twin ex twins name that makes total sense. That makes a lot of sense. That's crazy. You guys are like these other guys that are in the chat. Well, they're not in the chat right now, but they were in Josuke's chat. They're also twins. Why? It's like two sets of twins on the internet. It's so crazy. What are we talking about? Nothing. I mean, we're talking about Seven Deadly Sins right now. We talked about Black Clover a little bit earlier with all the stuff going on in the manga, but I'm just chilling, hanging out. It's been so long since I streamed. I really just wanted to talk to you guys. Whoever pops in, I'm just talking to them. So, because it's been a minute. Like I get bummed out when I don't get to make content or talk to you guys about crap. So this is really, really exciting for me. I just really want to talk to you guys. What if each of the knights can replicate a component of chaos? What Percival did to the arm of Xian looked like chaos. That's what I think. Like, it's one of those things where I've seen people speculate where like they'll each do something that relates to what they are, like how Percival did something relating to death, and maybe like Lancelot will do something related to like famine or something like that. Like who knows? I know new chapter of Four Nights of Apocalypse. Well, I believe there was a Japanese holiday, so that's why like nothing really had chapters. But if you're talking about on my channel, I was in Florida when the chapter came out, so I never made the review because I didn't want to bring all my equipment to Florida with me. Cause I wasn't gonna be there that long, and well, I mean, a week and some change, I guess it's kind of long, but I wasn't gonna be there that long. And I'm really weird about taking like valuable stuff through TSA because they're like TSA and baggage claim. They're really rough with all of your things, and I can't afford to buy anything new if they break anything. And my backup mic and my backup camera are really trash quality, so I was just like, I was not feeling it. Well, better safe than sorry is what I always say. Do you think it's weird that Cheon doesn't respect Lance because every other Holy Knight knows him and calls him Sir, and he just popped up? Oh, and it's not like he just popped up like Percy and Gawain. I think he actually really dislikes Lancelot the most because of probably how close he is to Tristan. That's probably why he dislikes him. Probably that whole like he's really jealous because he's that Freed or Vivian. He's that really obsessed character with this exact character or the Juvia. Like he has an obsession with this character, so he probably hates Lancelot because of how close he is to Tristan. Because Tristan and Lancelot are almost like faded friends just because of who their dads are. Quan the type of fellow to shovel his neighborhood snow, bro. This is funny because this is accurate. When the snow drops, I ride around with a shovel. If I see somebody stuck, I'm getting you out of there. Well, like I'm getting you out. Like you are getting out of there for sure. Cause bro, like I don't know how many of y'all how bad it snows where y'all be at. When you're stuck in the snow and you just see mad cars driving past you, not trying to help you, that sucks, bro. And I hate that feeling. So if I can shovel somebody out, bro, I'm getting you out. We are getting out. We're getting you out of the snow. You said where am I at in the manga? For Black Clover, I'm current. I'm super current on Black Clover. I just, matter of fact, reread the past couple chapters. Like I reread like kind of the end of the Spade arc to get hype for the whole next for these past two chapters that just came out. If Arthur is indeed the reason he's then the one of the best villains ever, not only did he fool Lancelot, he fooled the entirety of the fandom and Twitter. That's kind of what I'm thinking because Lancelot's reaction to everything was kind of weird. Like it's not like Lancelot kind of knew or something. Because if you think about it, Lancelot can read hearts. If Jericho had a crush on him, he would know that. Like he would have knew that a long time ago. He could read hearts way back when he was a kid and never did like and this whole thing surprised him. So it's one of those ones where it's like I really think Arthur did this to him because even Lancelot's reaction when he screams Arthur at the end of the chapter was kind of like Arthur did something to him. So it's like it's one of the ones where I think people are underestimating how much Arthur had a hand to play in this, just going off of Lancelot's reactions and what Lancelot knows and can do. Monsweet Firebird is red, but Melly and Zell have purple. Does the royal family only have purple? Even the original demon had blue. I'm not for sure. It's kind of weird with that. Because I never liked the fact that Monspeed's fire was red, despite they were like, oh, he has like some of the hottest flames of any demon. Like that was kind of his thing. So I'm not for sure. I think maybe just they just wanted to do different fire. Because even in the manga, I think it's kind of like red too. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not for sure. Never watched Seven Deadly Sins. It's pretty good, honestly. It's pretty good. In Black Clover, I made a manga edit of the newest chapters. My first manga edit ever. People love it. Is it on TikTok? It's probably hype. Both Obito, Snape, and Monspeed died virgins. They were warning to avoid the simp life. Snape. Oh, from Harry Potter. I was like Snape. Snape's cool. I like Snape. And Monspeed was. Oh wait, no, they all were simps. Okay, I see what you're saying. They were a warning to avoid the simp life. Okay, I understand now. Lucifer having two hearts seems to be Lucifer having two hearts seems to be a hint of the theory that Lucifer either being two devils or eight and nine. I think you mean Lucius. Lucius having two. Wait, do you mean Lucifer twice here? So weird. Lucifer having two hearts seems to hint at the theory of Lucifero either being two devils or ate another devil's heart, since the last cliff opposition has two demons, Satan and Moloch. See, this is where Jack Oates comes in clutch, because I don't know nothing about demonology. I know absolutely nothing. I barely know stuff about real life. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, no, you can totally ask a Black Clover question. I do not care. People ask random stuff all the time. This is like I don't know if you guys been to the stream or not before, but you can pretty much ask me almost anything and I'll probably read it. If it's something crazy though, I'm not gonna read it, but for the most part it's pretty chill. You're wrong, Quan. We did see a flashback of Little Lance, and he called Jericho a pervert and ran from her. Also, Jericho is bad. Why won't Lance? Bro, that was out of context because she said he looked cute, and then he got embarrassed and said that. So that's so not the same. You can't just you gotta include the context. Hoping I hoping to see the one Gawain next chapter against Galen and the other Knights of Full Power. Definitely, probably not going to see the one Gawain. Like, granted, even though the next chapter is going to be about the Chaos Malascula Galen fusion, highly doubt we're going to see the one Gawain. Like, we might see her use some Sunshine abilities, but I don't think we're going to see her like going all out like that quite yet. I doubt he's going to show all of his cards. Like, I doubt Nakaba is going to go that ham immediately. Big doubt. Big doubt. Oh, you made the edit the day chapter came out of Visit on Sunday and has like 2.3K views. Nice, good stuff. Good stuff. They can't end Seos, only really seal him. That's another thing too with like thematically how the themes in Seven Deadly Sins work, being that it was built off of this like eternal struggle of light versus dark and chaos being the like true neutral position of everything, and then the Four Knights of Apocalypse going to get rid of chaos. So it's like with the themes of Seven Deadly Sins, that kind of means destroying the way the world is. So I don't know how they're going to do this, because even sealing chaos would bring back the eternal struggle between light and dark. So it's like, is the natural state of the Seven Deadly Universe to be constantly fighting, or would it just be it's weird. I think one way or another, the ending might actually be sealing off all the races away from each other. But that sounds like kind of a bad ending, and I don't know if Nakaba's going for that. I feel like he's probably gonna go for another good ending, to be honest with you. Like maybe another good ending. You know what? Because it was a bittersweet ending, so maybe he might do that again anyway. He might go with another bittersweet ending and seal everybody away. Basically, the reason Lucifer's other half was able to still survive in the underworld and didn't die like Majecula did is because he left the other heart of the underworld. So other see that's the thing though is because I don't think Majecula is dead though. Like granted that part of her vanished, but that was only 1/3 of her. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't think she's really dead. I don't know. So you guys having this debate on who's cooler, Luck or Magna? I say Luck, but she says Magna. Magna is so much better than Luck and much cooler. See, in the beginning, I like in the beginning of the series, I like Magna more. But towards the end of the series, like more recently, I like Luck a little bit more. It's kind of a sliding scale for me, but I think currently, I think I like Luck a little bit more. I do think Magna's cool when he came back with Zora with like the cloak, but I like cloaks. Why are deities and other higher beings in Seven Deadly Sins so clueless? Hendrickson played Ludosil like a fiddle. Same for Merlin tricking the Supreme Deity and the Demon King. Well, Merlin's one, we don't have a lot of context for how she did that. I mean, she just basically swore she would work with both of them, and they found out and were upset. The Hendrickson and Ludosil one, he got him legit. Because Hendrickson's personality, he is a druid, and druids do revere the goddess clan since the druids are descendants of the goddess. And then Ludosil is kind of a sucker for people sucking up to him since it was the leader of Stigma, and he has typically led people, and he likes people who kind of worship him a little bit. So it's one of those things where like Henderson just really played to Ludosil's personality when you think about it. You're currently playing XCOM 3. I've never played XCOM in general. Well, yeah, no, I've never played it. I've never played XCOM at all. Isn't that a tactical like a tactical not tactical RPG? It's a real time strategy game. It's a RTS, right? IDKY, but Percival's power reminds me of nuclear energy. It adapts, it mutates, and removes life. It causes a huge explosion. Percival's power is everything. It does like whatever you want. It's like plot incarnate. Like it's like what Year 5 wants to be. It literally does whatever. I think Percival might get a power like Shinra where he can reshape the whole world, cast power through his dark mode. Ooh, that could be interesting. Lucifer having two hearts might mean they have two types of magic, gravity, and his ability to control devils. Lucius might need the second magic type for. Lucius might need the second magic type of Lucifer for his plans. See, that means like Lucius is gonna have like 3, 4 types of magic. It's kind of wild if that does go through like that. That'd be kind of crazy. Well, I think Percival might get a power like Shinra. Oh, yeah, I just read that. Do I ship Xenon and Asta because I was thinking about writing a fanfic of that? Have they met one time? Yeah, that one's brand. I've never heard that one before at all. Seven Deadly Sins season 3 episode 20. I have hope for Nanashi. Arthur's master said to Arthur that if that monster Kath is with you, you won't die. Did he know about Kath? He probably knew Kath was hiding something and was stronger than what he was leading on to be. But I don't think he knew the fullest extent. I think if he knew the fullest extent of Kath, he might try to separate them. Ludacil also said he had a friend who sacrificed himself. Maybe they were friends. Maybe Nanashi and Ludacil were actually friends. Nanashi has no wings anymore. Yeah, I get he got his wings were ripped off apparently. I don't know how or what happened, but something happened to where they got taken off. But still in a goddess body. Is he still in the goddess body though? Because he doesn't have any of the goddess. Well, he does have healing, but he doesn't have arc though. Maybe he can only like maybe he only has access to like a lower end of the healing magic for the goddesses, but he can't go to the higher end with arc. Maybe. Virgin Safaro has 2 hearts while Chad Fraudulent has 7. That's actually really funny. Uh, people ship. Oh, because he looks like Alan. That makes sense. Now I see where that's coming from. You say you're legit riding a Dremelag and Mimosa fanfic where he kidnaps her like Ucleora did to Odahime and gets to know her more. It's funny too because Josuke is watching Bleach right now. So him bringing up the whole Odahime thing, or you bringing that up, kind of reminds me of him talking about it, and it's kind of making me like relive, or not relive, but like remember how that went. And the Otohime and Ucleora thing was really interesting, honestly. Like I don't think we've really seen that again in shonen, where it's like this like emotionless person kidnaps this girl and kind of learns emotions, but they don't really end up together. It's kind of left really open. Like he's like a really dope character because of it. It was cool. It was cool. I think I finally caught up on the chat. So now I can tell you guys what's going on since I caught up a little bit. So it's been really crazy because what was I gonna say? So I've been moving. It doesn't look like I've been moving, but like I've got a new place. So I've been getting that new place set up. So I've been back and forth in between where I am now and my new place. So it's kind of like, it's just been that's kind of been the reason for the lack of like content, just because it's hard to like travel back and forth between places, and like I've kind of only been able to get what's call it, like just only chapter reviews out. I hope like once everything gets settled, because I should be getting a new desk in my new place, and I can move this computer setup over there. So then hopefully things can get a little bit more consistent. So hoping really hard for that. Um, it's just been a lot going on. It's been so much going on, bro. And then again, I had my vacation, so I was gone for a really long time. There was like no way around that. Yeah, hopefully, yeah. I just really hope it gets kind of hopefully everything chills out. Do I prefer the current Four Nights of Apocalypse or season 1 Seven Deadly Sins as individuals than as a group? Oh, the season 1 Seven Deadly Sins are way cooler. Granted, I like Tristan and I like Lance a lot, but a lot of my likes for both of them are based off of their parents, which would be part of the season 1 group. I don't have a ship for Xenon. Xenon seems like he'd be alone forever to me. Yusuke's dad from Yu Yu Hakusho also learns emotions of love for a human woman. Oh yeah, Ryzen, like his great ancestor. But Ryzen wasn't like this emotionless beast though. He was kind of like Ryzen kind of, I don't know, he was kind of like normal. Like not normal cuz he's obviously a demon, like one of the 3 demon kings, but like he wasn't as like apathetic as say Ucleora or Xenon. I've ever played Tales of Zestiria. Yeah, I played the game a long time ago when it came out. It's oddly enough, it's the only Tales game I've ever played, which people say it's one of the worst ones, but I thought it was cool. I like the overall concept of it. Oh, I'm trying to remember the guy's name because he had like a cloak and like the feather on his ear. I cannot remember his name for absolutely nothing. What was his name? I don't know. I can't remember anybody's name from that game actually. I swear I played it though. He said, "What about when Lancelot was talking about his first kiss and Guinevere said his master doesn't count? Cause she kissed him on the forehead, like that. So does not count for what you're trying to say, or as a first kiss either. That does not count. So how's this battle going? No way, Asta's being Lucius right now. Either it's kind of sucky. Either Lucius does like massive damage to Asta, but something about him eating the devil heart isn't fully complete, so he has to leave and then come back later. Or B, Asta beats him down and Lucius has to be saved by Adremelech to escape. Those are kind of the only two ways I see this going. Because no other outside force is gonna should be enough to really stop him. That's kind of, and both of these things I don't kind of like. So I'm hoping Tabata, subverts my expectation and just does something totally different that I would never see coming. Because like I said, I'm not hopeful for either two of those things. Going on a tangent here, but am I the only one who hates giant SDS opponents like the Supreme Deity? In the movie, she just stood there with no motion while she was being attacked. It just looked weird. I mean, that's kind of because most attacks don't affect her when you think about it. Like, zero physical attacks affect her. You have to use magic, and no one's magic is kind of on par with hers. So, like, from a narrative standpoint, it makes sense that she just stand there getting hit. But from a, like, actually watching it standpoint, it looks really lame. So I mean, I'm kind of with you because it does look weird, but it's like I get it. I mean, it's like I don't like it either, but I kind of get it. And I'm not trying to say that you don't. I'm just saying that it makes sense. Like that's kind of the best way to put it. It makes sense? Question mark. Like it makes sense. If Grey Road was in, oh dang, I missed it. Where did it go? If Grey Road was in the first Holy War, everyone would have aged to death. All the regular people, yeah. I think I think there's something about, for whatever reason, the other commandments are immune to other people's commandments. So like commandments aren't immune to their own commandment, but they are immune to other people's commandments, if that makes sense. What about Adremelech ex Majecula? Adremelech killed Hungry Joker, and Majecula resembles Rosaline a bit. Those two are always hanging out together, basically partners in crime. I haven't read Hungry Joker. I have not read Hungry Joker, so I'm not for sure what relates back to that. Um, I'm not for sure. D9 used to have more emotion till Alan died. Yeah, a little bit more. He was kind of a weird kid. He was kind of a weird kid that had emotion, but like not really. He's probably more like a type character. Soray, thank you. That was his effing name. Gosh dang. Cause he was like the shepherd or something. And yeah, I remember now. Thank you. Um, Duz cool. That's the really buff wind dude, right? That was cool. I do think Morgan Le Fay is going to exist in here. Thetis is a pretty decent to her existence. I need to read up on Thetis because I'm not for sure what his exact significance is to the story. So Ray Miklo, I remember that was the water dude who wore the blue robes, and Edna. Edna was the Earth chick. I think she was my favorite because she was kind of a jerk. Patri and Dante both lost their first fight and had to be bailed out, so the same could happen here. That's what I'm saying. Like, it would just make sense that Tabatas is going to follow his same old trend that he always does, where the villains always lose their first fight. Imagine turning your back on Best Boy Zeldris and his commandment. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the commandments he had to be, like, immune to each other, or it'd be kind of awkward. It's smart if you think about it. The commandments prevent you from doing bad things, but you can't use against your allies. That's true. Do I play Grand Cross? Play Add Me if you haven't. Bro, I used to be super heavy into Grand Cross. Like I used to be heavy into Grand Cross. Like spending a unnecessary amount on Grand Cross. I spent money. I spent way too much money on Grand Cross. But it's one of them ones where I had to stop playing it because I was kind of wasting money. Because I'm one of those people where like I'm kind of irresponsible in that sense. I'll kind of waste money if I'm really invested in something. And I remember it so well. I was trying my hardest to pull for Purgatory Bond, and it was like I wasn't trying to spend a lot of money, and like I was at like the 300 mark, and I believe I spent like whatever it was, like $40 or something, to get to the 600 mark to maybe get the guaranteed pull for him, and I did not get him. So I kind of tapered off ever since then. Like I know he's been re-released in a bunch of other festival banners and stuff, but like I still haven't pulled him, so it kind of makes me mad. Where was I at? Will Nero ever be relevant again? No, Nero's never going to be relevant again. Thetis has actually said the Thetis in Japanese is Thetis Lefay is Morgan's sister. Really, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. See, I would definitely want to read because I didn't know Morgan had a sister because I thought Morgan was like half sister to Arthur. Mordred is our only hope to defeat Arthur, as every version of the legend has them kill each other. But Mordred is supposed to be Arthur's son. So I'm not for sure how we're going to be able to do a son Arthur when it's only been 16 years since the story ended, and Arthur doesn't have any children. So I wonder how they're going to connect Mordred to Arthur. Chion an alchemist, he loaded his fairy tale. Apparently, any alchemist will load his fairy tale, though. Do you think any Percival's group will have a way to catch up or be useful to the Four Knights? Well, what's his name? Nanson's, or however you say his name. I always say Nanson's. He's kind of always going to be useful since he uses like poison and chemicals, and it doesn't seem like anybody has a but it doesn't seem like anybody has any type of resistance to that. So I think Nanson's will kind of always be useful. Uh, Annie is looking like she probably won't be, to be honest with you, just because I I'm assuming her magic is, the ability to tell if people's lying or not. And unless she gets a true actual magic, like an actual combat oriented magic, she's gonna be heavily limited. Or if she has like some type of beastly sacred treasure or holy relic weapon type build, she's probably gonna not be that useful. There is some hope for Donnie though. His telekinesis might be kind of OP, maybe. There's hope for Donnie. Hope for Donnie. Nanson's probably will be always useful, and Annie's looking kind of meh. I don't know. Have you given yourself an alias? No, I don't. I don't have an alias. You mean like a nickname? I guess Quan's my nickname. I don't know if that's what you mean. Mashima over Tabata. I mean, Mashima has like more of a body of work. Like I'd say, as an author of stories, then sure, Mashima over Tabata. Right now, do I prefer Black Clover over Fairy Tale stories? A little bit. Mashima has a lot of good things over him. I agree with this take overall. I agree with Mashima over Tabata. This take. The only thing about it is I like Black Clover more than most of Mashima's series, but I can admit where Mashima is superior to him. Mm. They could just use the version where Mordred is his nephew or make him a child of chaos or something. IDK. I mean, I guess they could just throw him in there some kind of random arbitrary way. I find it's kind of cheating. You know what I mean? Like just throwing it in there just to do it. But I mean, the author could literally do whatever that they want. They could literally say, "Oh, the supreme deity and the demon lord had a kid, and it's Mordred, the child destined to be chaos." Like, they could literally do whatever he wants. I think that'd be horrible. What I just said sounds horrible. I don't know why I said that, but he could do whatever he wants. Um, what was it? Do I think Annie will be love interest for Percy or Nanson's? I kind of think it'll be Annie, to be honest with you, because what's it call it? What was it? It was in one of the side things on the manga, like for a Four Nights. Nakaba said the reason Nanson's is so weird towards Percy is because he's never had a real friend. Dolores and the old man Oland or Orin, I forget his name, don't really count. So Percival being his first real friend, he doesn't know how to act or kind of translate those feelings. So I don't really think it's gonna be Nanson's. I think a lot of his like blushing and weirdness towards Percival is more because he's never had an actual friend. Like, I don't think it's gonna, develop into some type of romantic interest. I kind of think it'll be Annie. You don't know what alias is. It's a fake name someone goes under for different reasons. Mine's mostly for fun, but to protect myself too. Mm. Yeah, it definitely would be Quan then. I guess it's probably not a very good alias since it's very close to my actual name. But yeah, no, I guess that'd be a nickname slash alias. I guess that totally counts. That totally counts. Let me see. Unless Nero does something to help Asta in this fight, she is arcane, and arcane magic can affect devil magic. It'd be a great way to remind the Ottomans that arcane magic actually means something. Actually, with that logic, Nero could actually be pretty useful in this fight. Like, not gonna lie, she could actually, if she was actually instrumental in stopping. Ooh, I don't know. Hold on. Because if she can actually do something to Lucius to stop him and make him go away, that wouldn't make any sense. Because her and Zora combined couldn't do anything to Lucifaro. So I don't think she should be able to do anything. I think she should be like pretty much done. Why don't you stop one day, tell us don't disappear like Iron Nancy who left 3 months ago with an did Iron Nancy leave? You just whoa, hold on. Cause I used to see him on Twitter all the time. I have to look at this now. I legit have to look at this now. If Iron Nancy just disappeared, I didn't even think about that. Hey yo, it has been a minute. Wait, has he been on Twitter at all? You just opened my brain. Where is he at, bro? Is his Twitter gone? There we go. Yeah, he hasn't been active in a minute on Twitter either. I talked to him a couple times. I wonder where he went. Yeah, you're right. He just disappeared. Don't say that. He's probably still alive, bro. You never know. I can definitely speak from personal experience. Doing YouTube and stuff and like having like a social media presence per se, like I'll use that with air quotes because like we're still like relatively small cogs in the machine when you really think about it. All that stuff's kind of hard to do, especially with like balancing your real life. It's a tough balancing act, especially depending on how much you're invested in it. I would say, like, not to say that I'm not invested, but I try to keep YouTube and like Twitter and all that stuff in a safe spot because it's not like I'm not trying to be like the next freaking Nux Taku or the next Anime Balls Deep or nothing crazy. Like YouTube and stuff and talking to you guys is like a good way to like YouTube and stuff was there for me in a very like dark time for me. So it's like I think when you keep it in a good spot and don't let it rule you, it's very manageable, but it definitely can get away from you with how stressful some things can be, especially once you think about real life stuff going on, and then the last thing you want to think about is making a video. And then once you stop making videos, it's really easy to continue to not, because it's like, well, I didn't make a video for the last 2 weeks, so why should I make one this week? And what do I even talk about? And then it's been so long where you forget how to do it, and it just goes on and on and on. It's really hard. It's a lot harder than people think it is to make like consistent content. Hats off to anybody who does it for a prolonged period of time. Like honestly, it is difficult. La, 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 la. If everyone had equal magic power, who do you think has the best magical ability in Seven Deadly Sins? If it's all equal, then Meliodas, because full counter just kind of negs like everything, like it can bounce everything back. Or Chandler, just because he also has full counter, but a better version of full counter and has more magical abilities. Um, or maybe Gother, because if everybody's equal, then his abilities affect anybody. Because I know if you're too strong, he can't really fully affect you. Or the Demon King, all magical abilities are reversed on you, so if someone tries to hurt you, it just heals you. Probably one of those guys. What's your favorite manga as in drawing, like artistically? Like if we're going only art wise, hmm, hmm, only art wise, overall, I'd probably say Bleach. Like as much as I even make fun of it because Kubo does it a lot, he overuses negative space a lot. But I think it's really cool in a lot of moments because it's like because the negative space for people who don't know is all the white space that basically when Kubo doesn't use a background and all you see is the character, the background would be technically considered negative space. It's whatever you aren't using to fill in a picture, or whatever isn't really composed of the drawing or whatever you're trying, whatever image you're trying to show. So like when he uses all that negative space and like even in his clashes or transformations or things, I think it's really really cool. So I probably like Bleach a lot. I really like My Hero's backgrounds. Like, I think Horikoshi does a really great job with that. It's not my favorite overall, but I just wanted to like put that in there. I was talking to Josuke about this the other day. Early Naruto, like in the beginning, like in like the Land of Waves arc, that art style was really really fire to me. Um, what's the other one? I love how Nakaba does armor. Armor looks so dope. He does armor so dope. So I like that one. Um, Dang, there's one more I was thinking of in my head. I can't remember, but those ones like pop into my head like immediately. Uh, it's highly likely Annie will even be. It will highly likely be Annie even in that mountain where you can see your future bride. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right. Can I draw? I used to know how to draw a little bit. Like I was learning how to draw when I was in college. I went to the Art Institute of Pittsburgh. That does not mean I draw well. But I used to like I gotten pretty decent, like decent in terms of like where a regular person would be at. So I probably can't anymore, just because ever since I left college, like ever since cause I like dropped out after like what was it like a year and a half, 2 years. So ever since I dropped out, I tapered off of drawing to the point where I don't really draw that much anymore at all. Like I still have like my sketchbooks and stuff, and like my pencil case is somewhere around here, but I haven't drawn in a long time. I probably can't anymore, or that's untrue. It would probably take me a lot to get back into the mode, honestly. Um, Hoping the girls do something to help it, but like, I mean, it's Lucifar. I mean, it's Lucius. Like, what are they supposed to do? Even if it was like a row of captains there, I wouldn't expect them to do a lot. Best thing in new gen, I don't know what you mean by new gen because like My Hero and Black Clover are like 7 years old right now, so I don't know if they're really still new gen anymore. If you're talking about new gen, like the true new gen, like Kaiju and like Aliens area and stuff, then I like those two a lot. But I don't know if you mean those, or if you mean like My Hero and Black Clover and all them. I still like Black Clover more than My Hero for sure. Do I have a favorite Black Clover character that you believe you know everything about? Because I like to make quizzes to prove you wrong that you don't really know them. So even though I did win a Black Clover Jeopardy, I'm not for sure if there's one character that I know everything about because in those little in those little things in their little character profiles, they be having all their likes and interests and things and random tidbits and like the who's the most intelligent and all that. There's a lot of that stuff I don't know. So I'm for sure I'd probably I'd probably do really bad. I'd probably do so bad in one of those. I think I don't know. Maybe Zora. Zora might be the one I know the most about. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I would do bad. I wouldn't feel extremely confident in it, but maybe. It's a revenge kind of the most hood stuff ever. Really though. Have I read Record of Ragnarok? I have not. That's the one with all the gods fighting though. I know what it is, but I've never read it. Josuke told me to read it like a million times. Kubo's a goat makes me want to pay full price for volumes of mostly white pages. I know, right? It's so funny. Nobody drawn armor as good as Kurumada, the author of Saint Seiya. His armor looks hype too. I guess the reason I probably like Nakaba's more is because I like knights. Like knights in general are really really cool to me. So like I'm more of a fan of that style of drawing because he does draw good armor. Like all of the cloths look really cool, and they have like unique designs. Especially like the like golden cloths look hype. Those look amazing. But I just like the European knight style a little bit more. Are you left to draw mostly Noct because he's your sister's favorite character? His character's really fun to draw because yeah, you can kind of do a lot with Noct there. Kind of cool. Quan legit only won Jeopardy because Black Clover has black in his name. No, I won Black Clover Jeopardy because I'm a genius. I'm a genius. You're gonna make a Zora one right now? I bet like the first question you ask me, I'll probably get it wrong. I'll probably get it wrong. Gold Cloth of Cancer and Sagittarius. Dude, the Sagittarius one's classic. That one looks so hype. It looks so hype. Um, what's it? Oh, I know everything about Langer's Voice. My favorite things are sarcasm and cherry tarts. It's funny. There's the one author, Hime on Twitter. She likes the Langris, I think. Actually, a lot of people like Langris. I think Langris is a cool character. I like Langris. Um, what do I think of Drumlick been doing for like a year? For real, like it's funny because I'm just reading Darth Goku's thing too. I legit agree. He probably just chilling, like, cause I agree with him. He don't really seem like the kind of person who likes to do stuff. Like he just seems like naturally lazy. So he probably just chilling for real, like not doing nothing. I feel like maybe he like he seems like one of those kind of characters though who would enjoy certain assets of like human culture. So maybe he got really into books or music or something. Like maybe he's like reading a bunch of human stories and like, oh, these are really interesting. I think maybe that's what he's doing. I think maybe he's like invested in like human culture now, but he's still like lazy. Fun fact: Meliodas slash Zelda's full name is Demon Meliodas. Oh wait, they have a last name. I'm gonna mess this up so bad. Como Shida. Ooh, terrible. Real bad. Rex said Lucius better bring someone with dragon magic. Oh, I don't know. They should be bringing an alchemist. And alchemy is way better than any dragon magic, apparently. Bro, Desert King, I was legit saying this in the last live stream that we had on Josuke's channel because it makes no sense. If if Asta is this huge flaw in Lucius's perfect world, why would he not just have a dream like kill him when he's literally at death's door? It makes no sense. So hopefully he still needs Asta for something or some reason, because if he doesn't, if he actually just wants Asta dead, then this whole thing makes no sense at all. It would make no sense. Rex Xian claps not to. Edward Elric claps not to also. Just absolutely obliterates him. You'll see next chapter if God Serena has a good enough grasp on alchemy. I've heard all I needed to hear from you, Mr. Rex. I now know the powers of alchemy rule over Fairy Tail. Natsu sees a good alchemist and he's just absolutely lost. He doesn't know what to do. He has to call Gray. He'll need to call Gray to get advice on how to beat a real alchemist. Langris? Am I pronouncing Langris wrong? Oh, you're saying it's Longris, not Langris? I say everything really weird. Like Nanson's is totally probably not how. I'm gonna have to apologize in advance if it's like weird. Oh no, did my OBS disconnect? It said it disconnected, but it's still. Oh wait, no, it said it reconnected. I don't. It seemed nothing. Was there a hiccup in the stream at all? It said it disconnected, but everything on YouTube is saying I'm still connected. Mm. My canon that the Demon King's real name is Ibis or Libis. Ibis is the name of Satan in Islam. It would create perfect alliteration between. Oh yeah, Ilvis, Zeldris, Melios. That'd be kind of cool. That would be nice. That would make a lot of sense. Downplaying someone like Firestorm. I'm not downplaying Firestorm. Firestorm is still powerful. I'm just saying we need to understand that a skilled alchemist is better than any Dragon Slayer. That's what we need to understand here. Did we ever get Melios's real magic ability? It was hinted to be something similar to Hockey from. You just confused me when you said Hockey from DBZ. I'm like, what are we talking about? What? You just confused me so much. But no, we never got to see what Melios's true ability is because we know he learned full counter from Chandler. What's it? He learned full conversation, so that's not his actual true ability. Um, and then the Demon King hinted to it when Ban and Meliodas were in Purgatory fighting. So like it was kind of like it was like he, it was like we know he has an actual ability, but he just doesn't use it. So you want to hear this? When Meliodas forgot how to use his clones. When did he forget how to use his clones? He didn't forget. He's just choosing not to use them for some odd reason. Who knows why? Do you think all of Seven Deadly Sins will show up again in Fortnite supply? Oh yeah, 100%. All of them except for Escanor. 100. Escanor might even show up. To be honest with you, I think they're all going to show up. Daniel, you need to get help. You either need to get help or play Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross. Do Zeldris and Meliodas actually have a mother? Elizabeth actually have a father? The Demon King and Supreme Deity just create them with their power? I'm assuming that they just created them with their power and not probably don't actually have true like full parents. Because as we know, the Demon King did create demons as a race, and the Supreme Deity did create goddesses as a race. So I mean, it's one of the ones where it's like basically like they don't really have true parents. It's more like they're their creator. I'm not saying that demons and goddesses can't have kids because obviously they can, but more than likely in their case they were probably just created. Oh, he meant Hakai. Oh. Okay, Hakai. That makes a lot more sense. That'd be hype if Melios can just outright destroy things. That'd be lit. He said Escanor's gonna come back as an alchemist. That would be fire. That would be absolutely fire. You really don't like when people say Longris name wrong. Sorry about. Oh no, you're fine. I just say it wrong. I be trying to think about saying names right, but then they just come out wrong. I'm so sorry. Meliodas' true magic would destroy anything and everything. That's why he was afraid. Oh, like maybe his true magic is what happened at Danafor. Like he just blew everything up using his actual magic. That'd be cool. That'd be hype. Not really a power that really fits Meliodas' personality because Meliodas doesn't really like to just destroy everything. If Fairy Tree legit on the level of Demon King and Supreme Deity, that wasn't a regular forest fire. That was like a demonic. That was demon flames. It's a little different. Everybody has a weakness. Everybody has a weakness. I do kind of think that was a little bit like I think retroactively that's bad writing because that was like a regular old red demon flames. And it's like there's no way you could be that weak to red demon flames when freaking Jericho no diffs them. But she's probably enhanced by chaos though. Gargamel from the Smurfs with body fairy tale. Was he an alchemist? I don't even remember if he was an alchemist or not. You wrote a Black Clover fanfic as a short epilogue to the Space Saga. Oh, like maybe like what exactly happened directly after it? That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool to see. Cause I guess Tabata didn't really fill in any gaps. I mean, granted, the manga just came back, so like we don't know what could have happened exactly after it. I think I just seen one that I was trying to read, but it's like gone. I don't know where it is. I also need to stop playing and master the Demon Dweller in this final arc. It's over, bro. It's straight over. He's not doing anything crazy with the Demon Dweller. I think Tabata was going a certain direction with it in the beginning with the whole absorbing magic and then turning magic into some weird anti-magic version of it. Because that whole thing of him absorbing Noel's water magic and using on Mars was kind of weird. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna absorb water magic and make it anti-magic water. That was just odd. But I think what he does with Black Slashes now, like just the thing he shoots out, is probably a more superior version of it. Because it's like you don't need to shoot out anti-magic when you can just shoot out anti-magic. But unless you mean the actual thing of him absorbing magic and nullifying it, that'd be kind of cool if he was doing that. But at the same time, he doesn't have to do that if he can just negate it outright with the Demon Annihilator. I don't know. Her Pelgard claps Mary Leona. Depends on how you scale Pelgard. Like if you scale him, because he should technically be weaker than Gawain, but since he has skill, he can beat stronger people. So it kind of just depends on where you put him at. Pilgard's in a weird spot, to be honest with you. Oh, Gargamel uses the Smurfs. Alchemy turns Smurfs into gold. That's why he hunts them. I haven't seen Smurfs in a minute. If that's the case, yeah, Gargamel just turned Natsu into gold and he get clapped. Basically, anime. What is good, bro? I know this stream is mad random. I find it weird the fairy tree. Oh, I find the fairy tree weird. It is sentient because like it chooses the fairy king. And how can someone know if there are wait, what? And how can someone know if they also who was before Gloxina? You mean like how do they know if there was someone before Gloxina? I'm assuming since that's the first fairy king, maybe the fairy king was just making fairies and decided that it needed a ruler to handle everything and not itself. So maybe that's when it made Gloxina. Because I know fairies are just born from regular plants, and then stronger fairies are born from the actual forest, like the Fairy King. Because like Elaine and King were both born from the actual tree itself. So maybe, maybe there wasn't a king first, and that's how that happened. I mean, that makes sense, but that's all headcanon from me. Do I remember someone talking in Japanese with someone YouTube name being El Ryuzaki? I do, believe it or not. I read like basically every comment ever. Like if it's commented, I've probably read it, and I actually remember a lot of the people that I talked to. I do remember a person like that. Is that one of you guys' secret identities? I'm assuming that's why. That's the only way another person would know another commenter. Unless you just know the person, that's another way too, I guess. Just glad we have a competent villain with Lucius. Hold on now. Hold your horses before you say he's a competent villain. Because if he had this whole thing where he wants to kill Asta, but he didn't have a Dremelec do it when he could have, then I'm gonna say he's not competent immediately. Which Holy Knight do you think got the biggest power up from Seven Deadly Sins to Four Knights of Apocalypse? Well, I mean, we've only seen. Oh, well, as of right now, that would be Jericho for sure. Because Jericho was really weak. She was super weak in Seven Deadly Sins, even with her ice abilities. Like, even with her power, she was still under Gila for some reason. When you would think she'd be stronger. And now she's like way stronger than Gila, potentially matching up with like potentially being on a similar level as like Gallon and Melascula, potentially depending on how you want to look at it. So I would definitely say it was what was it? It would be Jericho because Jericho's way stronger now. Because I mean, Hauser was already really strong, so him being really strong doesn't like seems normal. And then we haven't seen Griamore or Gil Thunder. It could actually be Griamore, depending because Griamore kind of gets like destroyed 99% of the time. Oh, you meant Hakai? Yeah, somebody told me. I've seen what you meant. Like we talked about a little bit. That would be dope. That sounds like it's dope if that is Melis's true ability to just obliterate things. Maybe he'll try to use it against Arthur and like fail. Maybe. Oh, that was you and your sister. That makes sense. I was wondering how you would know who that was because other people would know in other people's comments to be like, how do you know that? Was Gloxina the very first fairy or just the first fairy king? Gloxina would be the first fairy king. There were definitely fairies before Gloxina, for sure. Just like how like because like the way they say it or the way they make it seem in the story is like the demon king created demons, the goddess created the goddess clan, and the fairy tree created fairies. So I'm like the fairy tree being sentient, it would have had to have like made fairies like wait a second, I should make a ruler for these guys, and then made a fairy king, not kind of like how the supreme deity and the demon king were just like I made these people and I'm gonna rule over them, kind of like a different way. When do you think we'll ever see a new class of Magic Knight rookies or maybe the sequel to Black Clover? I think a sequel to Black Clover Gold would be the way to go since Tabata clearly doesn't care about new recruits. Because honestly, right now where we are in the story would be the best time to show that we have some new ones. But it just sucks because Tabata went straight into the action. So it's like any new recruits at this point would be so irrelevant to show. Like they'd be so weak. So it's like you can't really show them all like that. Ooh, excuse me. So hopefully, I hope we do get some. I would like a next generation of Black Clover more than anything, but it just depends. Cause it, cause like Tabata is already struggling to write the manga as is. So it's like maybe if we got like a sequel, but like it was monthly or something, that might be better. In some versions, the Lady of the Lake's fairy name is Nemu. If the same is true in Fortnite's Apocalypse, the Lady of the Lake could possibly use some kind of primordial chaos fairy. That's possible. Cause in the ones I was reading, it was the Lady of the Lake's name was Vivian, which I thought was weird because the Lady of the Lake in one of the stories I was reading, Vivian was the one who taught Merlin how to use magic. But in Seven Deadly Sins, it's Merlin that taught Vivian, who's just a regular human, magic, and not the other way around. So I think that's kind of interesting. I think maybe that could be the case, like for what you're saying. Maybe Nemu is the true name of the Lady of the Lake in Seven Deadly Sins. That'd be kind of neat. I wonder how Lucius' undying body's plan will work on the dwarves. Well, he never said humans specifically. Quan, do I know that guy with a pencil or Greek weeb? I have seen that guy with a pencil's videos. I think it's really cool that he does reviews and draws at the same time. So jealous. I wish I had some type of cool talent like that, but I unfortunately do not. Maybe if I worked really hard, I maybe could, but I don't see that in the foreseeable future. And the Greek weeb is cool. I've talked to him a couple times on Twitter. We're not like super close or anything, but like I know who he is and stuff. Facts. I think it's a great time to see new members to squads, but it didn't jump. But yeah, it jumped right into the action. Like we definitely could have gotten like if Tabati would have even did like 2 or even 3 chapters of just getting us back acclimated to the world and then jumping into action, that would have been pretty cool. But I mean, I guess this is what everybody truly, truly wanted to see. I guess people like us and other people who really wanted to see a bit more of the lore in the world are kind of like on this exact choice to hop immediately into it. But it is what it is. White Clover needs to happen, dude. I think her name is Emmy on Twitter. She does White Clover. That it's actually kind of fire for real, for real. Like I'm not like current on it or nothing, but the White Clover is kind of fire. Not gonna lie. Uh, Nash will use his new alchemy. Nash is a fire mage. That's a fire mage. Yeah, I don't care what people call me for the most part. Like people can call me just about anything and I'll be okay. I mean, if I'm okay with mid credible, I think the bar is pretty like whatever. Oh, you finished the Zora quiz? I'm probably gonna fail it miserably, but I'm down. If Lucius kills Soul, I'll swear my undying loyalty to. What is that? Is that random Soul hate? That's so random. Why the Soul hate? What did Soul do? Soul hasn't done anything. I forgot Soul was even a character. That's so random. Would you like it if Black Clover had a sequel like Four Nights with a new MC? I think that'd be dope. Like you mean like a MC that's not Asta's kid or not Yuno's kid, like just some random person entirely? I think that'd be really, really dope. Um, I will say that I think with Black Clover it works out really well, just because the possibility of being chosen by say a four-leaf grimoire or potentially getting a spirit, like there's a couple different ways to get really powerful in Black Clover, and the world is kind of really open to where Tabata could create something new if he really wanted to. So I think the idea of a new MC in a series like Black Clover would work really well with making MC powerful. It'd be really cool. Uh, do I want to take the quiz? I mean, yeah, I don't know how to take it. I don't know if you're just gonna type the questions or there's a link or something. I'll totally take the quiz. The Fairy Kings have always been frauds, telling people the tree said I'm the king now. I mean, that and they're way stronger than everybody else because only the Fairy Kings can wield the spirit spheres, the spirit spear chastifles. So you know, is Gawain gonna be Tristan's love interest? 100% not. Gawain's interested in chicks. She's interested in straight women, and Tristan's love interest is gonna be Isolde for sure. In the at least because in one of the iterations of the Knights of the Round Table that I was reading, or the Arthurian lore, is that Isolde is the love interest of Tristan. So I'm assuming that Nakaba's going to play off of that, because I mean he's been pretty consistent, with Elizabeth and Meliodas being together in Arthurian lore, and then actually happened in the story. And then same thing for Bond and Elaine. So he's pretty consistent with that kind of stuff. So if you put the link in the last video, it's not gonna work. You can just drop it in the chat, I think, because I have it set up to where people can't just drop links in my comments because of all the YouTube bots. The YouTube bots will drop crazy links. The only person who can drop links in my video comments is me. Um, Maybe the Black Clover sequel follows those elf kids that are alive. That'd be kind of cool, to be honest with you. I don't know why they're still kids though, because you'd think they'd be like mad old. They should be like 500 or something crazy, but you think after 500 years they'd be really strong. You'd think, right? Uh, Amora or Noelle as a character? Oh, it won't work in the chat. La, 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 la. You have a Twitter, you can just DM it to me. I know I have open DMs. Anybody can DM me. I turned off links for the chat. I probably did that because of all those random spam bots that pop in and drop in those links. That's definitely why I did that. What was I gonna see? Oh, not Magecula, Hamora or Noelle as a character. It's like I like Noelle more, but I think Hamora is cooler. Noelle probably. Well, I don't know, because Noelle has that dynamic of her character of thinking that she's worthless and incompetent, while having the superior, like that whole royalty complex thing. But then Hamora, the stuff with her mom, Hamora's actually a really dope character. I feel like people don't give her a lot of credit. Well, I don't know. As characters, they're actually really close. It. Ooh, I don't know. Um, I'm gonna just say Hamora, just 'cause I think her powers are cooler, and she has a samurai Gundam. That's what it came down to. Because I think their character arc wise, the stuff with Hamora and her mom, and stuff with Noelle and her brother and her family, and like her realizing herself, and then Hamora, coming to terms with like her feelings with Valkyrie and being a real mom and all that. It's pretty even. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty even. But Hamora has the Samurai Gundam, so Hamora it is. I do not have a Wattpad. I'm trying to think how you could do it. I don't know how you could do it. Can you turn it towards not a link, and then I'll just copy it and put it into my computer? Like I'll just type it in. When are the Quancredible NFTs? Well, I don't have any NFTs. How could I forget about Soul? I think if Tabata made an Earth Spirit, Soul would get it. That'd be a way to make her relevant again. I'll tell you that, because Tabata has done absolutely nothing with her in like such a long time. What was the thinking behind the Demon King and Supreme Deity's Holy War? Was it really just a game to them? I'm assuming that whatever the conditions were that the Supreme Deity and the Demon King sealed chaos, I'm assuming that maintaining a war was somewhat of a condition to the seal, maybe. Granted, again, I'm not for sure how the seal works out, but when both of them died, they were saying that, they're basically saying something along the lines of we have to exist to stop chaos. So like it's weird because they don't really ever explicitly say, but I'm assuming it would be something along those lines. Assuming. Um, yeah, but that's like my thinking of it. That, and I'm assuming it probably was an actual game to them since they weren't really directly involved in it. Have I heard the rumor that Bleach is gonna be on Disney Plus? What? If Bleach is exclusive to Disney Plus, then Disney is. I mean, Disney is always winning, but they would be really, really winning right now. That would be really, really winning. That'd be crazy. If I could have two manga crossover, what would it be? See, this is funny because a really hype manga crossovers would be like, first off, Black Clover and Fairy Tail would be such a cool manga crossover just because of the similarities with like how the magic and the worlds are kind of set up. I think it'd be a cool crossover to see like the Black Bulls interact with the Fairy Tail Guild. It'd be kind of cool. Um, what's another one? What's another cool one? I think a Yu Yu Hakusho JJK crossover would be kind of slept on since their sorcerers are kind of similar to the spirit detective thing. I think that'd be a really cool one. Um, I'm trying to think what would be another good one. Maybe a Kaiju number 8 and My Hero crossover would be kind of cool. Like maybe you get like some class 1A students helping take out some kaiju. That'd be kind of interesting. Cuz they're actually superheroes. Um, what would be another good one to me? I don't know. Those are just the ones that like pop into my head immediately. Yeah, no, right. A Yu Yu Hakusho JJK one would be fire. That'd be such a cool crossover. That'd be such a cool crossover. Granted, Yusuke's personality wouldn't. Him and Yuji would be kind of weird together, but it could be hype. Mashal and Black Clover. That'd be a cool one too. That'd be a good one too. Berserk and Kaguya-sama crossover. That would be so weird. That would be the weirdest one you could have possibly done. On Quote TV type, how would you know? All right, I would do that. Original Demon, was he before the Demon King or is his name original? But no, he's probably called the Original Demon just because of he may or may not have been one of the first demons that the Demon King made that was just around long enough to get that powerful. That could be why his name is the Original Demon. Because the Demon Lord is technically a demon. So that's probably why. Then what'd you say? Type it in. Quote V. License tab. Bleach U, JJK, Shaman King. Ooh, Shaman King and JJK would probably be hyped too. Tristan after the 4-year time skip pulls up in drip. I'm Tristan of Pestilence. That'd be cool if a 4-year time skip for them. Give them a chance to get stronger. Am I gonna do the quiz on the live stream? If I can find it, I will. I'll totally do it. Hunter x Hunter with Black Clover. That'd be an interesting one. Quan avoiding your Diane comment. I didn't even see a Diane comment. It was Desert King, right? I did not see it. The chat moves kind of fast. Not gonna lie, I did not see it. I'm trying to think what would be another good one for Hunter x Hunter. Because Hunter x Hunter is such an interesting series. Yeah, I found the quiz, the one that made 13 minutes ago. So yeah. So it would be. Ooh, I don't know the name of this village. The name of Zora's village. I'm gonna get this one wrong. I know it's not the sassy one. I know that one 100% not it. I'm gonna go Toda. His father, Zara, I know that one. He pretended to be Zerx. Ooh, he said that to Lang or Longris. He has Ash Magic, I know that. Ooh. His birthday, I think it's this December one. His favorite thing is his doll his dad gave him. I do remember that one. Yeah, the quiz was great. What'd I get? 7 out of 10. That's not bad. I wish I knew which questions. I know I got the village question wrong for sure. Like 100%. The village question, I 100% got that one wrong. I don't know the other ones I got wrong. It's cool. I didn't look at the chat at all. I took it like without the chat being up. Because I didn't want anybody to help me. I wanted to try myself. Oh, the answers. Here we go. I can see which ones I missed. So I got his age right. I got his what class he is. I thought it was fifth class. I knew the village one. I knew I was gonna get that one wrong. What was the other one I got wrong? I thought his favorite thing was the doll his dad gave him and his dad. I guess it would be Stu and his dad, cause I knew his dad was in there, so it was Stu. That's crazy. That one I'm surprised about. The Magic Knight one I'm kind of surprised I got about, but the Village one I'm not surprised at all. I got that one wrong. Oh, read everything out loud. Ooh, might be. I might have took it way too fast. Then I'm very sorry. I read some of it out loud. There will be a time skip. The same chapter Guinevere mentions a 4-year time skip, and there's an older Percival on the cover. I gotta go back and read the Guinevere chapter then. Yeah, I gotta go back and read it so I can see that. Oh, he's a first class junior knight. See, that was my second guess, but I remember most of the Black Bulls were fifth class junior knight. Like that's what Asta and like Magna and Luck and all of them were. So I didn't, because I know like most of the Magic Knights in the Black Bulls were junior Magic Knights, but I didn't think he was that high. Like obviously he's not one, and the first class one are not it, or the first class senior Magic Knight weren't it. So I really thought he was low like everybody else. Oh, Josuke, what is up, bro? What's going on? If you tell me what to type in for the longest one, I'll take that one too. Racist Zoro legit was losing the king until his mask went off. He discovered. Everybody keeps. Zoro's never gonna beat these allegations either, bro. Zoro's never gonna beat those allegations either. Just what's going on, bro? I brought you up like a bunch of times during this stream, which is the funniest part. The guy talking about how we were talking about what's-my-call? We were talking about Bleach the other day. I'm assuming if I just click on you guys' thing, I probably can find more quizzes. I'm assuming. Maybe. Yeah, where is it? Yeah, how well do I know Longress? I'll take this one in a second. If Seven Deadly Sins, Black Clover, Fairy Tail came together, how do you think their magic would interact? Mm, if all their magics or if all their power systems were like together, you said you just woke up actually. LOL. You're funny. Um, but it's one of those things where I do think that, anti-magic and Black Clover would be able to negate the vast majority of the magics. Like, I don't think any magic in Seven Deadly Sins would be able to do anything to anti-magic as far as Black Clover is concerned. I think Fairy Tail, there are people that are used to anti-magic, so it'd be good, but then there's other stuff that would kind of like go around it. Um, call it? I do think like some of the more broken stuff in Seven Deadly Sins, like Absolute Cancel and Perfect Cube and full counter, all that stuff would still work on the actual magic. I think the interactions would probably be pretty much as you would expect them to be. And I think they'd be pretty much as you expect them. And then the whole thing with Fairy Tail, like curses being above regular magic, I think would also still be a thing in the other two series. I think maybe the interesting thing to see interact might be curses in Fairy Tail and like the demon and goddess abilities in Seven Deadly Sins. I think that'd be pretty interesting, as well as like how the arcaneness affects, like how regular magic from Fairy Tail and Seven Deadly Sins would affect devils would be very interesting in Black Clover. Like I think maybe some of the magics that are maybe demon based or goddess based would be technically arcane, in my own obvious headcanon thinking. And maybe like obviously Devil Slayer magic would probably work on demons and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. There was anti magic super early in Fairy Tail, but see, it's weird though because anti magic in Fairy Tail is a magic, so it's kind of weird. Cause what's his name? Haku. I think his name is Haku. It's not like Haku's like. It's not like it's pure anti magic. Like it is anti magic, but it's not like. It's not like it's not the same as Asta's. Like I'm not gonna say their anti-magic is the same. I'm gonna take this longest quiz right now. Let's see how I do. Oh wait, I can probably put it up on here. Hold on. Uh, there we go. Wait, I have to put it like way up in front, maybe. Is that it? Nope. Where is? Do I not have? No, I don't. Wait a second. Display capture. And then I have to move this one up. There we go. Trying to get it so you guys can see it. Sheesh. There we go. Alright, you guys should be able to see this now, hopefully. Alright, what is Langris's magical attribute? Definitely spatial. What is the name of the elf spirit in Langris? That'd be Rat Tree for sure. What color is Langris's eyes? Ooh, they're like that weird aquamarine. Who did Langris say this to? You weren't chosen and yet you stand. Try to stand on the same stage as me. Oh, that was Asta. That was Asta. 100%. What are Langris's favorite things? We just talked about it, so this is kind of cheating with the sweet tarts. Langris's birthday. It's definitely in September. It's definitely in September, like 100% in September. I don't know when in September though. I'm trying to think. Yeah, in September. Ooh. I'm gonna say the beginning. September 17th. What class is Langris and the Magic Knights? He's third class senior for sure. Wait, no. I wish I could go back. I think he was the other one. I think he was first class. I think I got that one wrong. Dang it. How tall is he? I think he's 167 centimeters. I don't know. What's the name of his dad? I want to say Randall, but I know that's wrong. I know that's wrong. I'm going to say he has no name. Who is the name of his mother? I'm going to also say she has no name. Does Langris leave the Golden Dawn? He came not that far. Yes, he has unit to fight him. Everyone stays, then he leaves. But he doesn't really leave. I mean, I guess the middle one would be the most correct answer. This question: where does Langris live? Not just in the Clover King. Oh, bro, I don't know. He definitely doesn't live in one of these two. He doesn't really live anywhere, does he? Is this a real thing? I got this one wrong because I have no idea. I'm gonna say this Yvonne one. I got 50. Yeah, I'm not terribly surprised about that one though. I'm not. I already knew I don't know tons about Langris. I want to see these answers though. Not to, so the beginning really did start off pretty easy. These ones I weren't even confused about at all. But I got the whole last half wrong. I guess it was September 27th. That sucks. And as soon as I clicked it, I knew I got this one wrong. It was first class. Cause I forgot he's a vice captain, which is first class senior Magic Knight. I had no idea how tall he was. I have no idea what his parents' names were. This one I knew I got right. And I had no idea what village he was from. I had no idea. Uh, there we go. I knew I had no idea. Let me catch up on that chat because I knew I missed it a lot. You can use magic to negate magic. Yeah, so it's not true anti-magic though. Apart from the demon king and supreme deity, the goddess race versus the demon race, who'd win in a fight? It's daytime, but they're going all out, and with the commandments, even the ones who died. If it's all of them, then the demons have Meliodas, and Meliodas is the strongest. Like, Like Meliodas is the strongest. So like the demons have probably the demons because the archangels are stronger than Meliodas. Or I mean the archangels are stronger than the commandments, but they're not stronger than say Zeldris and Meliodas. Whereas the only people that they have that are up there would be like Mal and like Elizabeth. I'd say the demons though, for sure, for sure. Tempesta and Bloodman also have anti-magic curses. Those are curses, though they're kind of different. If Yuka uses magic to negate magic, Asta can beat that. Well, I mean, Yuka's negate, it would do nothing to Asta. Say Asta's around Tartaros art grave currently. I'm not even gonna say anything to that. I had a weird thought if Naruto and the others allowed Sasuke to kill the 5 Kage in the Genjutsu. How would he have reacted? But I mean, I mean, Naruto would have been mad. Like he would have been really, really mad. His name is Toda, and both his parents have names. I don't even know that they had names. Cause I know their last names, but I didn't know they had like actual first names. I may take another quiz. I'm not for sure. I may. Oh yeah, no problem. This quiz was fun though. Diane legit asked King to use Shasta. What? No. Why even start reading that? But I'm probably about to hop off the stream pretty soon. It's been like 2.5 hours. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. I'm gonna try to get that Jericho video together before the spoilers for the next chapter come out. Just so you guys can get like my thoughts and stuff, like all in one cohesive thing. You're talking about Sasuke himself. Oh, Sasuke probably in the moment he would have been happy. If he would have had the whole character swap he had now, he'd probably be even more bummed out. But in the moment he'd probably be pretty happy. But yeah, no, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Like I said earlier, I appreciate talking to you guys. Hopefully, like I said, I can get my new desk and my new stuff set up in my new place pretty soon here, so we can get back to a way more consistent schedule than we were in. So yeah, that's about all I have for you guys. Appreciate you all, and I will see you all later.